nausea, vague abdominal discomfort, jaundice or yellow eyes, and abnormal liver function tests. If not treated, hepatitis of any type can lead to cirrhosis and liver cancer, which leads to over 1 million deaths worldwide. If you suspect you may have been exposed to the virus that causes hepatitis, talk to your doctor today and get tested.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Years ago, a new era began. Together, we have shared joy and survived the hardest times by leaning on each other. Now, we need to grow stronger. That means standing up for ourselves, protecting our borders, investing in our family islands, and growing more of what we eat. We know where we came from, so we know where we're going. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been jonesing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
Is the digital dollar created by the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's just like physical cash, but safer and more convenient. Sand Dollar is secure and can be used on any Android or ISO device. Use Sand Dollar for your personal and business transactions. Whether by QR code or short name, you can send and receive Sand Dollars safely with the touch of a button. Download any Sand Dollar enabled app to get started today. Sand Dollar, it's just like texting cash.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low fiber, high fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk of colon cancer by making specific lifestyle changes. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
A place in history is within the grasp of athletes competing in these games, and based on their performances so far, one gets the sense that they understand the gravity of the reality. Right now, despite the obstacles and doubters, our Family Island athletes in particular have showed up and showed out. Apparently, they did not get the memo that they were not supposed to do well against New Providence, which has traditionally been the powerhouse of the Bahamas Games. Now, will all of this change once track and field competition starts tomorrow evening? Good evening, though, everyone. I'm Chris Saunders, and welcome to our continuing coverage of the 2023 Bahamas Golden Jubilee Games. I'm Chris Saunders. So, what's up? These games are shaping up to be right now. For some, it is their first Bahamas Games experience. For others, their sunset performance, as they will unlikely be able to remain competitive in the years ahead against athletes who are younger, faster, and stronger. Either way, the 2023 edition of these games is by far the best that we've ever seen. And from all indications, the best is yet to come. Let's take a look at our medal standings as of 6 o'clock this afternoon with 142 medals in total and 66 gold. Grand Bahamas still on top along with 42 silver and 34 bronze. New Providence has 41 gold, 52 silver and 39 bronze medals for a total of 131. This is a big surprise for a lot. Columbus Isles with 16 gold, 11 silver, 28 bronze and 55 in total. Long Island with 9 gold, 17 silver, 15 bronze for a total of 41. And rounding out the top 5, Andros with 13 gold, 11 silver, 11 bronze for a total of 35. Bimini with a gold, Michael with 2 golds, Exuberant Ragged Island with a gold medal, Eleuthera with 3 gold medals, and also Abaco with 3 medals in total there. Again, that is as of 6 o'clock today. You still have a lot more medals to hand out. Basketball in full swing, softball in full swing, and then we also have boxing that's going on, so still a lot of hardware to hand out. And if we remember correctly, just to remind you that Grand Bahama got the majority of their medals in swimming. They picked up a total of 131 medals in the swimming competition, including 62 gold medals. They were still dominant, though. New Providence only to gather 30 gold medals for 112 in total, and Columbus Isles picking up 15 gold to go for 50 in total. So like we said, they came, they saw, and much to the surprise of volleyball fans, they conquered. Golden Isles women took no prisoners as they discovered gold in these Bahamas games, retiring the squad from New Providence. In that process, had to settle for silver. Joining us live here in studio is one of the stars, Janae Saunders-Green. I'm supposed to make sure to say those 2 names so that both of us don't get in trouble.
Okay.
So Janae, we talked about it last night and we cut short last night after the match, but I just showing you, this was my prediction of who was going to pick up the MVP, and who was it? It was you.
Yeah.
You had a spectacular match last night. It was as if, one, your serve could not be stopped, and you just really hugged that line on those kills last night.
Yes.
So how did you feel about all of that? Was that the plan for y'all to really go at it hard against New Providence last night?
Well, our plan was just to go out and really play our game, play smart, play good defense, and put the ball down.
Most of the night, you had a very serious face on. And a lot of see, we see that smile a lot, especially when you're playing. We didn't see too much of that last night. Was that because it was so important for you to get that win last night?
Well, yeah, there were moments when I did show a smile, but other times, yeah, it was more of let's stay focused and let's play our game.
How important was it for you to represent Columbus Isles in these games?
Oh, it was very important. My father's mom is from, well, her family is from Sensal, and so it was really good to represent them.
I participated, and I'm going to date myself, in the 95 games. I swam for Eleuthera, and even though I picked up a silver medal, I just want to make sure everybody knows that. But it was so important to represent for me, so I can understand for you, especially with your grandparents being from there. Did everybody else sort of have that same feeling for the team?
Yes, most of us, we have our roots in either Sensal, Cat Island. And so, yes, it was very important for us.
And so you had a really great night last night. Like I said, it seemed as if nothing could stop y'all. What do you think really, like you said that y'all know that y'all wanted to really be hard on offense. Was that a concerted effort to say that we're going to just slam them where we needed to on the line? Because again, blocking, it was as if everything was clicking. Blocking was superb, serving was superb. I think you at one point rattled off 6 service aces. Was that what everybody wanted to do?
Yes, at the beginning of the series, the tournament, we told ourselves we're going to serve tough, take their team out of a good defense, and that's what we did. We just wanted to serve tough, make sure that they could only set one person, and that was it.
And it looked as if sometimes you all wanted to pick on the libero, sometimes you wanted to hit back right, and it seemed as if that was intentional, that y'all wanted to switch back and forth there between their libero and their back right. Was that the game plan again, like you said, to be very forceful on serve?
Yes, most times when we serve, we want to serve either the libero, put a little bit more pressure on them, or we serve their weakest passer. And that was definitely our plan for that.
So we're seeing highlights from last night. Again, like I said, it was if nothing could stop you all last night. Outside was kicking. Your service was kicking. Like I said, I'm quite sure it was 6 aces in a row. And at that point, I think you alternated between back right and the libero as if to keep them off guard on what they were doing. And then again, offset was working. Power was working. Middle was. It was just as if everything was together. And New Providence is not a chump team.
No.
That was a quality team that y'all played against. So I think that's what makes the win even more important.
Yes, definitely. Well, like I said last night, we started off a little rough in the first set. We lost that one.
Yep.
We came back. We said, hey, we play our game, stay focused, play together, and that's exactly what we came to do.
A lot of times, teams, when they lose that first set, get taken out. I know that sometimes we say whoever wins the first set probably goes on to win, because now you have to come back and win 3 straight or win 3 or 4 straight, and there's a lot of pressure. Your team is a team made of some national team players, some veterans on that team who have played for a while. That had to help to keep you focused mentally. Again, like I said, on paper, it's a great team, but sometimes you need that mental focus. How did you said that, y'all just said that we're gonna come back and we're gonna be dominant in that second set, but what did y'all say in that crossover at that point that you could say on TV?
We just said basically we have to get it together. Let's stay together as a team. Let's focus. Let's do what we know we can do. And the experience on our side, that turned out well for us.
Turned out well for you too.
Yes.
We see 3 trophies here. We'll talk about that when we come back. We're going to be right back. You're watching live continuing coverage of Bahamas Games 2023.
Now is the time to start living the life you've always dreamed of. Purchase that new car. Consolidate debt. Make your house a home, or switch your mortgage to lower your monthly payments. And BOB will be with you every step of the way to help you live your very best life. With the lowest consumer loan rates in the country, we are BOB, your bank of solutions.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
From those who are up before the sun, from those who are not afraid to get their hands dirty, from those who earn it from the sweat of their brow, through cuts and bruises, long hours in the scorching heat, we are dedicated to creating a cleaner Bahamas for all. From those who bleed these colors, just like you. Standing on the shoulders of those who came before us, there's no way we can fail. Although the road was not easy, we got through it together. From every shoreline to every park swing, and we are just getting started. 50 years down, forever to go. Happy Independence, Bahamas. From the Bahamas Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority.
Welcome back to Live, continuing coverage of Bahamas Games 2023. I'm Chris Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. A lot going on. No medals being handed out tonight, but we do have action going on at Bankers Field with softball. They are getting ready for a women's matchup over there. Basketball is continuing to happen. And then track and field athletes are getting ready for their action starting tomorrow afternoon. Boxing in full swing. So again, we are past the halfway point. And we've handed out some trophies, we've handed out some hardware, but a lot still to come. So again, we're here tonight with Janae Saunders-Green. She's the MVP from the Women's Volleyball Championship. And we can see it, you've got 3 awards out here: Best Scorer, Best Server, MVP. Which one means the most to you? Threw you on that one, didn't I?
Yeah. I guess the best score would actually be the best one for me.
I consistently say this to people about volleyball. I played volleyball as a setter, and I'm not just saying that to prove that I know what I'm talking about, but volleyball is one of the most, if not the most technical sport out there.
Yes.
It's not like track and field, and I'm not trying to belittle track and field, but I can show up and run. Of course, I need a coach to make my training, my understanding of phases a little bit better. I can swim and get that training on that. Soccer, I can kick a ball and I can run. And again, I'm not belittling them, but those are intrinsic skills that most everybody has.
Right.
For volleyball, not so much. Nobody plays around flicking a ball or setting a ball or bumping a ball or coordinating a jump to make an attack. That must be a lot of pressure for volleyball athletes and to succeed in so many things. Server, I thought you were going to say server because again, it is one of the hardest things to do.
Yes.
A few years ago, I think it had to have been about 2 decades ago, you would be able to have 2 chances at serving. Now it's 1 and done. So there's a lot of pressure, and I thought that one what may have been a little bit more important to you with that one because you are such a spectacular server.
Yes. Well, we've been having national team practices recently, and we've worked a lot on service and service placement. So it wasn't really a surprise to me that I served so well, but I'm glad that I did.
You talk about getting ready for national team, and we'll get back to that in a minute. But being the best server means a lot because that starts the rally.
Yes.
And it could end the rally at that point many times because you've been so spectacular in placement, in speed, in off, having a floater that throws the entire team off. Talk about how you've integrated that and what is your thought process when you get behind that line?
Well, the first thing is you want to get the ball over and on, definitely. And then the next thing is definitely placement. Our coach teaches us, our coach is Jason Saunders, he teaches us, or he wants us to serve either between each passer or down the line. Make it difficult for the passers to pass the ball. Make them move so it's not as easy as just a regular lob over the net.
And that's not just something that you show up and say, I'm going to do today.
No, it's something that you really have to practice and work on. In practice, we definitely go out there and we say, hey, we're going to serve tough. We don't care if it goes in the net. We don't care if it goes outside, but we want to serve tough and try to get a consistent service by the end of our service practice.
What stood out for you last night between the 4 sets? Was it the crossover between the first and second set? Or was it later on in the match? Obviously, the end was big, but anything stuck out in your mind during the entire match?
I think in the 3rd and 4th set, I think our morale went all the way up. And that was the energy our team brought was really what stuck out to me.
Talk about your team. It's not just you because you need 6 on the court,
yes.
Sometimes 7 with the libero. This was a team effort for Columbus Isles to pick up this win.
Definitely.
Talk about your team. Who really stuck out in your mind for your team?
Well, Sade, our libero, she really passed extremely well this whole tournament. I have to say that she really stuck out to me in that tournament.
And then what about your hitters, along
Yes.
with yourself?
Yes, Brittany was unable to make a few games, but when she did come out, she showed up and showed out. And then we had Rachel Knowles. She has an injury. She was injured a few weeks ago during one of our practices, and the way she showed up playing today for her first time, well, playing yesterday, sorry, for her first time.
It's been a long day.
Yes, a long week.
Yeah.
But she showed up very well for us.
And again, I think it's important to note that I think at the last Bahamas games in the championship, it was Grand Bahama and New Providence. The fact that we have a changing of, I don't want to say the guard, but an intrinsic change in terms of where the skill level and the talent is. Obviously, most of you do not live in San Salvador or Rumkey, Cat Island, but you were able to be a part of it. And to see that we've having all of this talent around, I think bodes well. Like we said, between your team and New Providence, that's probably almost all of the national team.
Yes, there are a few on Abaco and maybe one on Grand Bahama that is national team quality right now. But yes, most of us are from New Providence, and yes.
Like I said too, volleyball, one of the hardest sports to be a part of because it is such a technical sport. That takes a lot of work, not just physically, but mentally for you as players. How difficult was it for not having played volleyball for quite some time until we picked up last year after COVID to get together, focus not just for Bahamas games, but looking forward to CVC in a couple of days?
It was a little difficult. A few of my teammates, some of them younger than me, said that they retired. And so their mind really wasn't in the game. We got them to come out and play in Night League, and so during Night League and over this summer practicing, everything picked back up, and I think we're good now.
CVC, like we said, starts in a few days. You're going to be a part of that team. The Bahamas has been dominant in CVC for quite some time. I think somebody had mentioned that if the Bahamas had been in any other region for the FIVB, the International Federation for Volleyball, we may be at the World Cup level, or World Championship level, or even the Olympic level, just because of the type of competition that we have in this region. How do you get prepared for that? How is the team looking forward to that?
Well, we've been practicing really hard over these last few weeks. We've also been doing that we haven't done previous years. We've done a lot of conditioning, and we've been really dedicated and focused on working as hard as we can to meet our goals. You mentioned conditioning. Has that been an issue, you think, for the team at that national level? Yes, I think that most of the years we came, what we did was we come on the court and just play volleyball. A lot of us didn't have any time in the gym. We didn't go run beaches in the recent years. And so I think it'll make a big difference now going forward.
All right, so CVC in a couple of days, you have a couple of trophies to carry home. We're talking about getting your name engraved on them, so let's make sure that happens. Don't go anywhere. Janae is going to be with us for a little while tonight. We'll be right back here watching live continuing coverage of the Bahamas Games 2023.
My name is Amanda Ferguson with Biggity Candle Company. With Sand Dollar, we were very pleased to know that we were offered another way for customers to make payments that were digital. We don't like handling cash, the physical cash anymore. It's safer that way. I can tell you that, I won't go back. I much rather the transactions being on my phone. It's simple, it's instantaneous, and my customers have actually really loved it too.
Do business better with Sand Dollar. Learn more at sanddollar.bs.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory, we are a medical lab that's all-encompassing. We have a full test menu. We do a lot of the tumor markers, such as the PSAs for prostate cancer, the CEA for colon cancer, CA-125 for ovarian cancer. We do infectious disease testing, do some drug screen testing, paternity testing, all the regular services that the private medical lab would offer. And if there's something that we don't do in-house, we have a reference lab that we send our samples to. So, you know, there's no lab test that we're not able to have done for you. If we don't do it in-house, we make sure it gets done. The government subsidizes the NHI, so your lab tests are actually free. So if you go to an NHI physician, she simply gives you a requisition form, you bring it to the lab, and you're not paying for your lab test. Our hours of operation in Freeport, we're here from 8 a.m. every day until 4 p.m., except on Saturdays, it's from 8 a.m. until 2. Contact information, Freeport is 352-5220. We also have a website, www.bonaventurelab.com.
Have you been denied a U.S. visa and don't understand why? Have you been turned away from the U.S. border without an explanation? Maybe you've had a prior arrest or conviction and you're not clear on how to move forward at this point. Call our office. We may be able to help. 954-449-1833.
All right, so we are waiting to go to D.W. Davis Gym, where basketball coverage is continuing. Also going on is the Kendall Isaacs Gym, is where we have basketball as well. And then softball at Bankersfield going on tonight as well. There we see live pictures from Bankersfield as they are getting ready to start competition there. They've been playing from 10 o'clock this morning. Not quite sure who it is who's getting ready to play, but it looks as if they are at the opening toss at home plate. I'm presuming that it looks as if that's Columbus Isles in the blue. Not quite sure who their opponent is. We do know that Marcellus Hall and Rumiko Knowles is live at Bankersfield for the call of that sport. And again, that's getting started right now. It looks as if it may be Exuma that they're going to play. I think that's the Exuma uniform there at the very bottom of your screen. So again, Bankersfield was getting ready for softball. We also talked about basketball. Basketball is going on at both the D.W. Davis Gym and the Kendall Isaacs Gym. So that will wrap up on Saturday as well. Like we said, tomorrow we still have track and field. Tomorrow they will start with the 400s, the 100s, the 1500s, and the 4x1 finals. And the difference here in track and field, they will be having two sets of competitions in that they will have an open competition and an under 17 competition, very similar to baseball that wanted to showcase some of the younger athletes. In terms of baseball only had athletes who were under 23 participate as a part of that competition, and track and field trying to give some exposure to those under 17 as well. A lot of times those are the set who don't really know what Bahamas Games is, because it started in 1989, but the last time we had any iteration of it was in the early 2000s. And so not a lot of those youngsters know exactly what it is. And so to give them that exposure as they are getting ready for that. So just as a quick recap, we do have softball tonight, basketball at D.W. Davis and the Kendall Isaacs Gym. And then tomorrow, track and field picks up. Boxing will continue tomorrow as well. Soccer wrapped up today. So again, lots going on and a lot still to go. We said that right now it is Golden Isles in third spot in overall in the medal standing. Grand Bahama leading and New Providence in second place. Most of those medals coming in swimming, which kicked off competition here at the Bahamas Games. So presumably the same will happen when we get to track and field. There are a lot of medals to be handed out in that competition, similarly that happened in swimming. So again, Grand Bahama leading with 142 medals in total, New Providence second with 131, and Columbus Isles with 55 in total. 16 gold, and one of those gold medals picked up last night in women's volleyball. I'm speaking again still with the MVP from last night, Janae Saunders-Green. I have to remember to say that. Janae, do you remember the last Bahamas Games?
No, I don't.
And when we started to talk about Bahamas Games, did you like, oh, I know what that's about, because Dad talked about it.
Yes.
Is that the only way that you knew about it?
Yes, my dad and my brother, they participated in the last.
Oh, Javon did participate in the last one. Okay.
My brother swam that time.
Back when he was a swimmer.
Yes.
So, do you think that a lot of the people, a lot of the youngsters who you come in contact with in volleyball, do you sort of kind of have to explain what the Bahamas Games are because they don't know what it is?
No, I actually haven't been asked that at all from any of the younger players. I think because we're so social media savvy, everybody kind of has an idea about what's going on and what it's about.
So that must have been an interesting conversation for those who didn't. How do you, and this is for me, I'm trying to explain it to persons who don't know what the Bahamas Games are or who are not from the Bahamas to try to get a way to explain it. Because I don't think this exists anywhere else in the world where they have this festival like sports competition. We may have championships in different categories, but nothing on this scale. And I think that that's important that people know about it.
Yes, definitely. It's almost like our mini Olympics. I think it's a great showing of what the islands can bring. And the Bahamas as a whole, you get to see all the talent that you would otherwise not see.
I think it's amazing that, like you said, we get to see all of that talent. And again, there is some parity that goes on because, again, I'm not from Eleuthera. I am from Eleuthera, but I wasn't born in Eleuthera. I have roots in Eleuthera, so I swam for Eleuthera. You weren't born in Sansal, but you have roots in Sansal, so you go back. I think that that's important that we get to have that family type of feel that you're representing someone bigger than yourself.
Yes.
So hopefully we continue with that. So we're gonna head now, I think we're going to the the D.W. Davis Gym, where Eleuthera is taking on Grand Bahama. Right now, Eleuthera up 36-33 in the third. They just started this second half. Eleuthera has been having a strong team out there. Again, Eleuthera up 36-33. We're gonna head now to the D.W. Davis Gym for the call.
Now here comes Grand Bahama with numbers.
And here's Ken Twan in rhythm.
Ball knocked away, but Grand Bahama able to retreat. Grand Bahama now still with the basketball.
I tell you what,
corner, three-pointer on the way.
I tell you what, I'm impressed with the defense of Malik Joseph. He's just creating havoc for Eleuthera. He's all over the court. He has active hands. He's running around chasing after loose balls. And three-point game, guys like that make the difference in these close games when you have guys who can get buckets on both ends. So he's doing the dirty work. I'm going to give him some props.
Okay, now we're back to action. Now Eleuthera with the basketball with a 36-33.
Hey, they're gonna go. They're gonna set up a dive for Eugene. Straight dive.
Inside to Eugene. It's Eugene off the glass. That's no good. Rebound. Here's Eleuthera now with numbers.
And he has to capitalize on those opportunities. He's not gonna play
on top of the key.
He's not gonna play 20-something, 30-something minutes. He has to capitalize.
They're gonna give him a charge.
Oh man. Great play by Eugene. Great defense.
Eugene taking the charge for Eleuthera.
But yeah, Bain's not going to play a bunch of minutes. They're going to play him in spurts. He has to capitalize when he gets the high and low. He either needs to get the bucket or get the foul.
So now, a little water on the court. They're getting it mopped up right now.
It's a humid night, to say the least.
So last night was nothing like this?
It was worse. It's 87, but the feels like temperature is 97. That's how humid it is. We're back up to Bridgewater. Oh, there goes Farrington again.
He rolled them to sleep. A dribble drive on the inside, but I think the ball was knocked away by Grand Bahama, so it'll be Eleuthera basketball.
And I think when you see a guy like Fernando who playing with guys like Keno and Bridgewater, he's a good player in Night League, but these are guys who can make tight interior passes.
Oh yeah,
but I don't think he's used to that.
On the way. Man, he slipped. I think they got to go down there and deal with that water. And coach, what happens in a situation like this? That's the Grand Bahama team still has the basketball.
If he slips, yeah. If he slips and the ball go the other way, that's incidental. But it looks like Fernando got a hand on it, so I don't know if they're gonna say it's off him. But if you slip, they're gonna call it off you. They don't care about that stuff. They're gonna play the court. They're gonna try to get their court dry, but they don't really mind who was off. They're gonna call it off Pratt, and it's gonna go the other way, depending on if they think Fernando got hands on the ball. I think that's what coach is arguing. Coach is saying that Fernando got hands on the ball and it should be off him. He's not going to argue about the court conditions. Everybody's playing in the same conditions.
Man, coach is he's begging his case now. He said, "Yeah, coach, I hear you, but I need this basketball."
Yeah, I think he thinks Fernando got a hand on the ball. That's what he thinks. It looks like he did too. I thought they were going to call it Grand Bahamas ball, but.
Yeah, but you know what? The referee's listening to him, but the referee done made up his mind. He said, listen, this is not your ball. Now, go ahead, say what you want to say, but this is not your ball. Go ahead, tell you. And that's what coaches does. They play a little psychological warfare at times.
Oh, yeah, no, you're not arguing that call. You're setting up
for the next
to
call.
Get the next call.
Exactly.
You working the ref over,
Yes.
you finessing him, you talking to him nice.
Most athletes know how to do that, and coaches, they know how to do that.
I coach under Bacchus Roll. He's the best at doing that.
Oh, Bacchus.
Bacchus Roll will work a ref over.
And he has a way of throwing his hands in there. So that's what you call it? Okay, I'm with you.
And he's one of the more charming guys we got out there. So he'll do it without rankling the ref so much. He's the type of guy who could say something crazy to you and you wouldn't even be mad. That's why he's in politics.
So finally now we got the water cleared up.
That's Bradley Lightburn bringing it in to Dominic Bridgewater. Let's see if Bridgewater looks for his own shot more in the second half to try to put Luther up. He's played a very disciplined game. Gonna call bad screen on Keno. Keno doesn't argue it. He knows he didn't get that foot down. Bridgewater probably want to beat too fast. You when it's like that, you want to slow up, make sure he gets his feet down, then go off his pick.
So now here's Martin, bro.
That's Lewis inside
to Lewis, and Lewis with that big power move to make it a 36-35 ball game.
There was no finesse at all. He just went right to him. There we go. Keno gets the mismatch.
Oh, inside.
Dive for Farrington.
Farrington off the glass, no good. Tripped up.
Fernando, sorry. Keno misses.
No good. And now Grand Bahama with an opportunity to tie or go ahead.
That's Ferguson. And Joseph is all over him. And
Martin Burr attempts.
Good defense by
Lutra. And the big man off the glass and counted.
And I tell you what, as a taller player, undersized poster power forwards really used to give me the he's gonna dunk this. And one by Keno, but undersized kind of wide power forwards like Lewis used to give me the hardest time. I was a lot slimmer when I played, so they used to, guys like Eugene Bain used to move me around down there. So
what you do is you keep the ball up here. Don't let them get it to you. When you get it, you keep it up there. You say, if you want this, you got to come up here.
What I used to try to do is go full front and sit on his knee. That's what I would try to do. But those guys that clear you out, though, if you go front side, you just got to go full front hard as you can. And then I tried to make sure the help was there. So they throw it over me. I had long arms, so they throw it over me to get the steal.
So the free throw is good. Completing a three-point play. So now it's a 39-37. Lead for Eleuthera.
You got Eugene Bain back in the game.
Here comes Grand Bahama now. Good spin move, and he dishes it back out.
And that's
Long pass and it's knocked away, but Grand Bahama able to retrieve.
And that's just great fundamental defense by Burroughs. He moves his feet, stays in front of him, contests the shot.
A jump shot.
Good defense, better offense.
But it drops in.
That's Bradley Lightburn. Burroughs gets his feet down this time.
So they go inside to Eugene, and I think he might have lost the handle.
And he knows he did. Well, that's all they want to do. That's a good steal. Eugene can't handle it. when a guy like Lewis is wearing you out, you want to get some fouls on him inside, and they fail to capitalize.
So now we got a tie ball game, 39-39. Here comes Grand Bahama now. Martin Boy with the basketball. A couple of hand fakes.
Defense, Joseph.
Martin Boy.
Aluta's man up.
Back on top.
Aluta's man up against Grand Bahama.
Long three-pointer. No good.
Oh, he cranked
Rebound.
it. Great.
Here comes Ilutra with numbers.
Run out.
Off the glass was from the big center.
And you know what that is? That's when you do Micah drills for a living. That's when you do stuff like that easily. And Eugene.
Grand Bahama now. And Grand Bahama loses the handle. So now here comes Ilutra. Dribble drive all the way off the glass, and it's good.
Great finish by Lightburn.
And I tell you, Lightburn, and he's all smile about it. As he goes coast to coast. Meanwhile, the timeout has been called on the court.
And that was great help by Lightburn. Eugene didn't get front side of Lewis. Surrendered the ball in the post. But Lightburn digs down, gets a strip, and he goes the other way, and he puts Luther up by 4 points.
So now Dexter Cambridge.
I want to be in a huddle so bad.
He's back on the field, but I don't know what he's preaching about.
I want to be in a huddle so bad.
I don't know what he's preaching about, but he's back on the field again.
I think he's probably trying to tell him, look, man, look at you and catch the ball. If I was him, I'm telling him. If I'm Cambridge, I'm telling Eugene, look, catch the ball, turn it to the man, get the foul, get the free throw. Great defense by Joseph. Yeah, and try telling him to go full front against Lewis too. You don't want to get a foul. Those big broad guys are gonna foul you out. So you want to go full front and catch that ball in that post and turn into him and finish.
Well, right now I think the key for both of these teams is to stay hydrated.
That's the key for everybody, including me.
All kind of Gatorade you need to be drinking right now. Water's not going to do it.
Somebody just messaged me and told me I'm sweating up a storm in here. You are right, sir. I am. It is hot.
Oh, what a three-pointer. Grand Bahama answering the bell.
Kenton Smith with the pro move.
So now here's an alley-oop.
And you got to know your personnel. Joseph is a smaller guy. Probably not going to get that. And there's Keno.
And Keno now getting his own rebound and try it off the glass. That's no good. Grand Bahama now looking to run in the corner. Back on top all the way. And off the glass.
The 2023 Bahamas Games.
Vaccines protect those we love the most, our children and our grandchildren. I vaccinated my children to protect them. Getting your child immunized can protect them against diseases like polio, measles, whooping cough, and others. So protect your child today by getting them immunized. My grandchildren are vaccinated. You should do the same. Vaccinate your children and your grandchildren and make sure they are safe.
Vaccines are essential for new and returning students. As you begin back-to-school preparations, ensure that your children's vaccinations are up to date. All vaccines are available at all public health clinics.
Today, our coral reefs are in dire straits. They are dying at an alarming rate.
These ecosystems are under lots of threats.
There's multiple strategies for saving coral reefs, and one of the strategies is in restoration.
So we can start to revitalize the reef systems and protect the marine life in the Bahamas.
It's all about increasing environmental awareness. Atlantis believes healthy reefs support a healthy Bahamas.
Weston Hardware, the only complete store with everything you need, specializing in a complete line of brand name power tools and accessories, lighting, electrical, plumbing, and bathroom fixtures, household supplies, and auto cleaning products. A complete paint department specializing in Valspar paints, Minmax wood finishings, and more. Our lumber and building department is fully stocked. Ask about our studs and tracks manufactured locally to your specification. Free delivery to your location and all here at Weston Hardware. Telephone 377-0058.
Visit us at www.westonhardware.net.
Basketball round action going on. Also going on, action in volleyball wrapped up last night. Softball round action going on at Bankers Field. We're going to head back to the D.W. Davis Gym where Eleuthera takes on Grand Bahama. Eleuthera and Grand Bahama tied at 43 all. Eleuthera pulling out 47-44 with 1:44 to go in the third. Let's head there as Eleuthera's Jerron Keno Burrows at the line hits one, and we'll pick up the action with 1:44 to go.
There's Clemente Martin in the game.
They now on the
Smith
way
is
to
like, what are you doing, bro? I'm right here.
Wild Goose now. So we'll give it back to Bing. In the corner, good pump fake, Bing.
Good defense by Lightburn up top.
Back in the corner.
Like Luther's man up.
Oh, good.
Good defense.
Good defense, and it was a timing play, but he was looking more for an alley-oop than a low pass.
I think he thought he was going to blow by Bridgewater at the top of the key. Bridgewater did not let him. He played fundamental defense. He moved his feet. He kicked out, cut him off, and nowhere to go. He had a pass. All he could do was pass. Eleuthera's been playing really good defense time and time again in this game.
So now Bridgewater inside to the big power forward. Oh, he beat him easy on the dribble.
Easy money.
Man, I tell you.
And it looks like Keno was distributing in the first half, getting his teammates involved, but now he's taking it himself. He says, I'm going to win us this game. And that's what you want out of your best players. You want them to know when to give it up and when to say, nah, I'm gonna put this game on my back.
Absolutely. So now Bridgewater dribble, try pop up. Here's the two-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound. Grand Bahama. And Grand Bahama having a lot of trouble with the basketball on the way. Here comes Bridgewater. With all the defense behind him, he's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
And like we said about Eleuthera's defense, they've held Grand Bahama to 40% shooting on the net while shooting 47% themselves. They're getting the shots they want. They're doing a great job of cutting them off, contesting their shots, and getting the rebounds. And in a tight game, that'll give you a 6-point lead against one of the better teams in the tournament.
I'm yet to see New Providence. We'll get a chance to see New Providence tomorrow.
I saw them play yesterday, and
All right, so we're having some glitches there at the D.W. Davis Gym, but right now, Eleuthera up on Grand Bahama, 51-44, with just under a minute to go in the third quarter. That's probably going to go down right to the wire. Another match that we're looking at, Columbus Isles and Exuma in men's softball action over at Bankers Field. Exuma up 2-0, the bottom of the first. This one is going to play out as well. Let's take a look and listen for Marcellus Hall and Ramiko Knowles with the call.
See Trey Sweeting is anxious on the base. He's ready to take off anything that gets by the catcher right about now.
It's telling Juno, bring me home.
And we welcome our live viewers now to action. If you are just joining us, well, you missed a 2-run bomb by Sherman Ferguson for Exuma. to start this game off with grand fashion.
You called it.
I did say, listen, you don't want to mess with this kid. He's going to hit it a long way. 2 changeups in a row, and he gets him swinging and out. So this changeup's working. And now if I'm the hitter, if I'm a batter now, I know he can't throw the fastball. I'm sitting changeup. He's had some success with it. You know he's going to come back with that again at some point. I'll take the fastballs and just sit on the changeup and see if he throws it again. We're currently sitting on a 3-0 score. Score says 2-0 on our board, but it's actually that's going to be trouble.
Side.
That's going to be issues. And
right field
overruns
the ball.
And a run scores. They're going to throw behind him. Wow, we talk about...
So what happened out there, I don't think he was able to see it. Perhaps
he ran right past the softball.
I don't know what he saw, what he was looking at.
But he knew it. You saw he throwing hands up. He threw his hands up. He's like, oops.
But he ran from so far to overrun the ball.
He overran it. Couldn't put the brakes on. Wow.
That's probably why he couldn't stop. He was coming from too far.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. That was the right fielder, Chima Johnson, who just could not slam on the brakes quick enough. Kept right on going right past the softball.
And you see that that play not sitting well with...
Yeah, Richard is like, man, I finally got a
break.
Yeah, you're going to miss the softball out there? Wow. So Columbus Isles now in business. Runner at third base, still only 1 down. That one gets away. And very quickly scampering in is Johnson. They're going to bring the other runner down to third base now.
And just like we talked about for Columbus Isles, the game plan would be to get on the board as early as possible to tie things up, to prevent that mercy rule from happening. And so here we are now at the bottom of the first, and the score tied.
Yes, sir. How about that? It was actually 3-2, still in favor of Columbus Isles, you guys. Exuma, sorry. Exuma still in charge. 3-2 over Columbus Isles. But Columbus Isles is now back in this ball game, down only 1 run. And just as I said, that one's dribbled to the left side. And is it a foul ball? Yes, it is.
Foul ball.
Well, he put a charge in that one. Just foul. Just foul. No more than a couple of inches.
And if you're...
So flip that scoreboard, guys. It's Exuma 3, Columbus Isles 2.
And if you're Richard Bain, that's not the kind of thing you want happening right now. You've already given up so many pitches during your first appearance on the mound. So
and this time he gets a hold of one. That's going to drop for a base hit all the way to the fence. A run will score. And heading over to second base. And now on his way to third with a stand-up triple.
So he may have taken some steam off it.
That's why I said sit on the off speed. You know, he's lost confidence in the fastball. So sit on anything that doesn't have any velocity on. You're sitting on it, looking to put something on it, put a charge in it, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Good piece of hitting that time. By Ferguson. Now here's Kenneth Curry as the inning continues now. 3-3 ball game. Inside for a ball. Again, he's got no confidence throwing the strike forward with a fastball. I'm a hitter. I'm just sitting there hoping and waiting and looking for the off speed. Yep. 1 ball, no strike. There it is. See, there it is. He's going to punch it over to the right side now. This time he gets the catch, but a run scores. He almost looked like he almost overran that one. He's got too much speed. Shaky outfielding right now for Chima Johnson in right field. He's like, man, the ball keeps coming my way. And see Richard Bain shaking his hand like, man, it's going to be a long night. 4-3. Columbus Isles have now come back to take the lead. And they'll take a strike. And this is Rashad Lang now.
That one on the inside. Umpire says nope.
7th batter to the plate now for Columbus Isles. Does he hold up? He does not, says the umpire. Call strike. So Lang will dig back in. Catcher setting up on the outside. Does not get the call. Catcher wanted it.
Definitely wanted it.
One of the few times Bain hit a spot, but it was for a ball.
And we've seen a lot of outside calls throughout this day.
Fouls away.
But there has been a changeover in the umpires.
Yeah, this is a new crew.
This is a new crew, and so the strike zone has changed.
Sherman Major behind the plate, calling the balls and strikes. We've seen him do about 4 games already for the day. And that one's driven outside to the right field. It's been a busy night for the right fielder. He's got a long way to run. Lang turning second, headed down to third. They're going to stole him up right there. Lang doesn't have too much speed, apparently, and it gets away. But Lang was already, he was already trying to catch his breath. Yeah,
I'll say.
He was already trying to catch his breath after running all the way to third base.
So good hit by Krishad Lang in the right side gap. And boy, Chima Johnson is working out there. He is working. I would not want to be in right field. Everything is coming.
Everything's coming his way, and they're gonna get a courtesy runner for Krishad Lang, who was the catcher with 2 outs, and so he's gonna get a much-needed rest. And the manager Greg Gardner comes out to have a word with Richard Bain, who's already got that Space Cadet eye look going in his eyes. He's like, listen, I don't know. I don't want to be out here right now. I told you to start Alcott. It's the Alcott telling him, listen, let the ball go. They're sitting. And again, it's because he's lost confidence
on the fastball.
In his fastball. He's just trying to get it across the plate, and these hitters are too good for that. They're going to jump all over it. Here's Sherrod Johnson. Fastball misses. So he's trying to establish the fastball, but he just can't quite find the release spot to throw it for a strike. And until he does, these hitters are going to sit right on those off-speed pitches. Like I said, you see it took something off, but they were swinging away.
Guiding it into the home.
1-1 now. And quickly this thing is turned around for the Columbus Owls.
And that's what we've been saying all day. Hard to call these games because there's one inning where
every time you think the momentum is going one way,
it swings.
Not so fast.
It swings. And that's what makes for an exciting game. You just never know.
This is away. Four to 3 is our score. Columbus Owls have played it 4 runs here in this inning. And that one's hit hard.
To the right side again.
And foul.
Laced down the right side to Chima
Johnson's
again.
Like, man, listen, can I change spots right about now? The ball keeps finding you. Make errors, boy. You see he drops all the way back now to the fence.
Quite a bit of persons out here tonight.
They are all over Richard Bain. Here comes the pitch.
That one.
By the time it gets him out in front, could be trouble, though. The outfielders are playing deep. And the shortstop gets back to make the play. And so finally, they get out of the inning, but not before giving up all those runs right back and then one. So 4-3 is our score. That is P.J. Johnson.
He's not happy.
He is not happy. He's not a happy camper.
4 runs scored, and now they will try to make something happen as they hit.
So a lot of action going on there. Again, that right fielder is just, Chima is having a horrible night back and forth. But again, that just shows the level of play that's out there. We're going to head back over to the D.W. Davis gym, where it seems as if Eleuthera has dropped back 1. Grand Bahama up 54-53. Eleuthera had an opportunity to tie the game there with 5:38 to go in the 4th. We'll join coverage there at D.W. Davis.
This is everything.
Eugene now with the rebound and had it knocked away.
If I'm Eleuthera, I'm stopping. I'm slowing right back down. I'm coming right back to Eugene.
In the low post.
In the low post. I'm going to try to get another foul on Cantuan. I'm going to get another foul on Cantuan. I'm going to try to get to the line. I'm going to get a bucket. You got to capitalize while he's in the game. And it looks like they're setting it up right now.
And he got, Eugene Bean with a hand fake and one. They're not going to call it. Oh, now Eugene is on fire.
Oh, I'm sure
he can't afford to get no tech now, but Eugene is down come. Well, let's see it.
Joseph joining the spot.
They finally make the call.
And I'm sure Eugene is down there saying some things that we can't repeat on this show right now.
And I think they want a breakaway foul.
Yeah.
But obviously not. They're not going to get it. So 1 point game with 4 minutes, 37 seconds.
They want the clear path. They call it on the ground. Let's see, Bridgewater calls for clear. He's going to try to get it to Eugene. Oh, that's a mismatch right there. Let's see if Eugene capitalizes. That's a mismatch. He does not. Aquino gets it.
Eugene and Tino just too big for this Grand Bahama crew.
And you don't mind him missing that as long as Keno's in there to clean it up. That's the mismatch right there. Grand Bahama needs to run a double team out of that.
A long 3-pointer on the way, and that's good. Man, I tell you, Grand Bahama is not going away.
That's the first three I've seen Pratt hit in this tournament, and that's the time.
55, 57.
And there you go. And high
Grand
low.
Bahama. Eugene down low, and they're going to foul him. And now...
And he's playing against a much smaller Stephon Knowles. If I was Grand Bahama, I'd try to get...
Eugene in the mix every trip. Down low is what Lutra is looking at.
I'd try to get, for Grand Bahama, I'd try to get Irvin Lewis, big number 0, back in the game like they're doing now, and try to get him leaning on Eugene. I don't...
and even Lewis is a little too small for
he gives you a better chance than Stephon Knowles. Stephon Knowles is way too small. Even Cantuan at 6'10" is too small for Eugene. Eugene is a big Brahma bull in there.
Eugene, this is the first free throw. And Eleuthero. He hits the second. So now Grand Bahama with a 1 point and the basketball lead.
What a game.
So it's coming down to the wire. Martinborough setting the offense for Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama behind the pit.
And
off the road. Back out on top in the corner.
And it's Martinborough.
Martinborough!
With a textbook jumper.
3-pointer.
That was textbook. Martinborough knew it was coming his way.
Martinborough's is solid. Now here comes Bridgewater with a nifty move, and he's fouled. So now this is when the team leaders take over the basketball.
Aquino's going to rally the troops up and let them get something going.
Meanwhile, we got some water on the field, on the court.
Little man going to work in there.
Oh, yeah.
Bridgewater is such a quick, shifty guard. He slows down, he accelerates, and he gets to the cup.
So after all of this, Grand Bahama is still in the money. They're leading. About 60 to 56.
About 4 years ago, I saw the national team play in Atlantis, and I saw Bridgewater come off the bench against Mexico. This is 4 years ago. He had to be about 19, 20, and he went to work. He was the smallest guy in the court. He went to work against Mexico, playing on the national team. He's a shifty guard. He's a problem to deal with. It's good to see him coming alive.
Anytime you have a guy who can handle the basketball and he's quick on his feet, he's going to give you trouble.
And Martinborough's staying with him, too. He has 10 points.
Oh, you got to give Martinborough a lot of credit.
He has 3 assists. He's been staying with him.
I watched him even in the first game, the game that Grand Bahama played.
Yeah, he's steady.
He's a steady point guard.
He's steady, but I was wondering what he was going to do with Bridgewater, but he's playing him
he's playing pretty good.
Push. Yeah, he's playing.
And to this point, Bridgewater haven't, take over.
All right, so right now it's a matchup between Grand Bahama and Eleuthero. Eleuthero was up by as much as 7 at one point. They trail now by 3, 60-57, with just under 2 minutes to go, pardon me. We're having some transmission problems from D.W. Davis, but again, Grand Bahama has been putting on a phenomenal comeback right now at the D.W. Davis gym, but we also have Eleuthero with some phenomenal players on it as well. Dominic Bridgewater, Jerron Keno Burrows, Eugene Bain, excuse me, are all power players in basketball locally and internationally who have made their mark. So Eleuthera has a powerhouse of players right now, and that's not to put anything against their other players, but that's a phenomenal team. We were talking a little bit earlier how about they may be in the final. So we're going to go to softball now, where it was Exuma taking on Columbus Isles, and that was a real slugfest for a minute. We're going to head back now to Bankers Field with softball.
Two balls, two strikes to Richard Bay.
That one on the inside.
Runners do not try to advance on that one.
Great job by
Lang hustling back there to stop the runners from advancing. Carey drying his hands off. Seems to be having some issues gripping the softball. Here comes the 2-2. Hard hit and foul. That'll send the fans scrambling over there on the third base side.
So Bain looking to make the left fielder pay for what they did to him in right field.
Richard Bain at the plate. Runners on first and second, nobody out as Exuma batting here in the top half of the second inning. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Does not chase it, and he's going to walk on down. So apparently he had 3 and 2, and now they're loaded for Philip Johnson. And waiting in the wings is the guy that started this game off with a big 2-run blast, Sherman Ferguson, and I'm sure Carey's well aware that he's over there.
I would not risk it. I would probably give him the base.
You trade 1 for 4?
I tried 1 for 4. I would certainly do that. I wouldn't risk it. That was a powerful hit down right center field.
Right now he's got to concentrate on getting Johnson out. A strikeout would be good. Or at the very least, you know, a pop-up is going to be hard to double him up. He's very fast, and that's strike 2. Right. And Johnson walks off. He's disgusted with that last strike call. And it might have been a little low, but again, it is what the official calls it. If he says it's a strike, then you now as a hitter have to make that adjustment. Nothing in 2. I told you, he's quick to temper is Johnson. You saw that when he came in off the field after they gave up those 4 runs. He slammed the glove into the dugout wall. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A very emotional player. Some would say passionate.
That's one way to put it.
1-2 pitch. Puts it in play. And he bobbles it.
That's an error.
Wow. That should have been
a tailor-made
double play. It would have been tough again with PJ running, but the runner's right there. He just had to tag him.
And
it was.
Get the ball over to first.
I don't know why he was trying to look like he was trying to turn the throw, but the runner was right there, tag him, and a little flip throw to first base. You had 2 outs. And now
was on second base
with the bases loaded, here comes Sherman Ferguson. Carey's looking at him right now. I just plunk him. Just hit him. Sorry, Sherman. Ball low, and he's not going to give him, I think, anything to square up right about now.
He's actually going to throw to him.
Well, he's going to throw to him, but I don't think I would have given him 4. You said just throw it to him. just say, we're putting him on. And I just think he's just going to throw. He's going to try to get him to chase something. I don't think he's going to throw him a strike. Unless he absolutely misses one, I don't see him throwing him a strike here. He's going to get a steady dive of balls in the dirt and see if he chases a couple and then maybe look to close him out. But I doubt very much he's going to see anything that he can. Oh, well, I said too quickly. And it's the hard hit ball. Third baseman can't feel it. A couple of runs are going to score, at least 3. And you see Pete Johnson running for the plate. And he dropped it. The catcher dropped it. Catcher dropped it. He had it.
Clears the bases.
3-run score on a hard hit ball down the third base line from Sherman Ferguson. I said he makes contact, he hits the ball hard. You gotta make that play though.
That was a definite.
So right now, Exuma up 6-4 on Columbus Isle in men's softball action. We're not sure if that last one was a run or not, but we're going to head now over to D.W. Davis Gym, where they were down by 4 at one point. Eleuthera has now taken a 6-point lead over Grand Bahama, 66-60 with 1:53 to go. Grand Bahama has already played today. There you see Eleuthera trying to regroup in the middle. Sitting down, you see Dominic Bridgewater and Jerron Keno Burrows, two powerhouse on opposite ends. One plays a 1, one plays a 3-4, sometimes a 5, depending on the situation for them. So right now, they're going to see how they're going to work this one out. A lot on the line. Pool championships start day after tomorrow, and the championship round set for Saturday. So a lot still at stake here at the Bahamas Games in men's basketball. Like we said, just under 2 minutes to go. So a lot of action can be happening here. Grand Bahama looking to claw back, and there's a lot of time, despite it being under 2 minutes. You will have several stoppages of play in terms of time. After every made basket, you will get some time back. Eleuthera up 66-60, 1:53 to go. They're getting ready to start this last minute of regulation, because again, a game this close could very well move into extra periods. So it looks as if Grand Bahama had called a timeout after a made basket. They've advanced the ball into their front court. So let's join the call. 1:53 to go. Eleuthera up 66-60.
No way you can do that. You must have practiced that. You guys must have practiced that. Okay, guys, we're back to action now. Grand Bahama with the basketball, down 6 points.
Grand Bahama,
with a minute and 53 seconds to go.
They shouldn't panic here. They should try to get to the line, work Mackey inside, and
the ball stripped away. And here comes Eleuthera. Eugene Bean, oh man, he missed it. Eugene Bean all the way, but he missed it. Now here's Grand Bahama, open three, and they're gonna count it. Big bucket right there for
Martin Burr.
To bring it within 3.
He has such a pretty jumper, man. He does. He can shoot the ball.
That was a huge miss by Eugene. Now Eugene on the block, and they're going to knock it away.
Mackey.
And yes, Bridgewater with a 3-pointer, and he didn't get the roll.
Oh, and Grand Bahama comes back with a chance to tie it up.
Grand Bahama now with an opportunity to tie it up with a 3.
And Martin Burr
a minute and 6 seconds left, and Martin Burr with the basketball, and they're going to call a foul.
Martin Burr is feeling it.
And Martin Burr is trying to explain to the ref he was in a shooting. But now this is the most I've seen Martin Burr upset.
Yeah, he's pretty chill.
He's the calmest guy on the floor.
He's a pretty chill guy, but he's getting worked up. I don't blame him. I'm sure playing Dominic Bridgewater, it'll bring those out of you.
Oh, my say.
And
man, I tell you, what a move. For a minute, I thought he traveled.
And that's a 6'10" pro getting up and dunking it.
Man, I tell you. I thought the only way you could get up that high if you catch a plane. But now here's Eleuthera now with the basketball. Eleuthera.
They need to look inside, get it to Keno, get it to your best player.
Get it inside to Keno.
And Bridgewater takes it himself.
And we have a big turnover now, 40 seconds left with a 1-point lead.
And now is not the time to deviate from the game plan. You got this lead going inside to Keno, going inside to Eugene. You want to get it from him. You want to get it to Keno again, run it through him. Instead, Bridgewater turns it over. And that's Bain with the ball.
3-pointer on the way. No good. And now, with 27 seconds left, Eleuthera went out the basketball.
They better hang on to this ball and get ready for these fouls, because...
Okay, coach, you got 27 seconds left, the upper point. You, Eleuthera, what are you going to do?
25.4. I'm going to get it to my best free throw shooter and hold tight. That's what I'm going to do, and get ready to win this game.
So you're not going to look inside to Eugene?
Not now. He hasn't really been making his free throws this game. So I know sometimes what we do is we run a press break and just advance the ball up the court we had a press break we ran at UV. We get it to our best players. We get it to our best shooters. And we hang on and we get ready to nail these free throws. Keep it away from them. Get up the court. Nail the free throws.
Well, folks, you heard the coach. He's going to put the ball in the hand of his best free throw shooter. In this case, no other than number 2.
That's right, Dominic Bridgewater, 5 for 7 in the game. Jerron Burroughs also 4 for 6. Either one of those guys will do.
And I would probably go with Bridgewater. Oh, you got to wait to see what the defense is going to do as well.
Yeah, you got to wait for them to declare, but it looks like they're falling back. Oh, they're coming up. There we go. You want to get this ball in the middle of the court, get turned up the court. I think they're going to try to go for the steal early. If they don't, they're going to foul. I'd have Keno set a pick, have Bridgewater going away from the ball, break back toward the ball, pick, and then have Keno come back and break toward the ball too. Yeah, they surrender it though. He clears him out. He's going to take him. Martin Burrow is not an easy task.
Oh, watch it now.
Martin Burrow is not easy. He's not the mismatch.
15 seconds.
Are they going to play defense?
11 seconds, and they foul Martin Burrow. Sorry, Martin Burrow fouled Bridgewater.
I guess they figured they had one to give.
Oh, they had a foul to give.
No, looks like they're going to the line. Huh. That's not a good one. You know what? I guess maybe they decided they're going to take that foul and going to stop that clock.
Yeah, they had to. First free throw. That's good. Now you have a chance. You got to hit the big three-pointer.
You don't necessarily need a three-pointer. If you get a quick 2, you get a quick layup, you take it, then foul them again. You go for percentage with 10 seconds left. You don't need it right away. So if the 2 is there, they'll look to take it. If not, they'll take the 3. But you don't mind a 2-pointer right now. Get the ball.
So now everyone has to come down. Everyone. 11 seconds left. Oh, the ball is stolen. Ilutra steals the ball, and here is a 3-pointer on the way, no good. And Grand Bahama ends up in the ball. 3 seconds left. 2 seconds left. 1 second left. 3-pointer on the way, no good. And Grand Bahama came up short.
And Bridgewater.
Ilutra held on. Bridgewater with an in-advance 3-pointer, if you would have asked me.
He did not need to shoot that.
He did not need to shoot that 3-pointer.
He could have held it.
But however, Ilutra able to come up with the big win, and folks, it doesn't get any bigger than this. 68 to 65, Ilutra with a nail by the coach. What we have to say about this game? We see these games getting more exciting by the second, coach. What can we say?
We knew that these were 2 of the best teams coming into the tournament. On paper, we knew it was going to be a great matchup. They both have pros. They both have experience. And it was a thriller. And as Mr. Burrows talking garbage to Kenton Smith, as Keno's national teammate, this is everything we could ask for. And I'm happy it ended this way. It went right down to the wire. I don't know why Bridgewater took that shot, though, but I'm just glad for a good game. What about you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I guess he wanted to bring down the house, but right then and there, you don't need that 3-pointer.
Yeah, you just
An exciting end to that matchup between Grand Bahama and Eleuthera in men's basketball. Eleuthera took a slight lead, 68-65, with about 10 seconds to go. Grand Bahama had an opportunity to advance the ball, but an interception by Jerron Keno Burroughs sealed the fate for Eleuthera to pick up the win, 68-65. Grand Bahama had one final attempt at a 3-pointer. It went wide, so that now gives them the 68-65 win. I think they remain undefeated at this point in round action in basketball. Also going on right now, last time we checked in, Exuma had a 6-4 lead on Columbus Isles, and volleyball wrapped up yesterday with Columbus Isles winning the women's competition and New Providence winning the men's competition. Over on the men's side, it was Eugene Stewart who picked up the MVP, and then on the women's side, it was Janae Saunders Green. Is that the right one? I always forget which one to put first. Saunders Green?
Yes.
Saunders Green, who picked up the MVP, Best Server and Best Scorer award. Before we let Janae go, Janae, first, we've got to clean up a few things now. Before you get the shoe through at you again,
yes.
I'm going to quote what you told me. Mom said get your facts straight.
She did, she did.
And so which fact do we need to get straight?
She also played in the Bahamas games for New Providence.
I felt as if Mom had, and I couldn't remember if it was just me seeing her so much in NPVA that I just superimposed that. But you seem sure, so you got to go home to get the slipper through at you.
Yes.
But again, I think almost your entire family has participated in the Bahamas game in some sort or fashion. I am sure that Jason, your dad, coached and or officiated in Bahamas games before. So that's a real powerhouse of a family that you have there.
Yeah, so actually my father played this Bahamas game.
Oh, he did play this one?
Yeah, he did.
Who did he play with?
He played with Columbus Isles.
With Columbus Isles as well, and they finished in silver.
Yes.
So you got the better one this go around.
Yes.
So again, a lot of action. Your brother played for Columbus Isles as well. So a lot of action there and excitement. I actually saw Jason and I thought he was coaching. Because he's become known as a prolific coach. So I thought he was coaching. I didn't realize he had played in it. So that's, again, like people say, big things.
Yes, definitely.
So a lot of action. You still want to get out there and see some action tonight. Softball's still going on. Janae says she may head out there.
Yes.
Basketball's still going on at D.W. Davis and at Kendall Isaacs. So we'll have all of that action when we come back. You're watching live, continuing coverage of Bahamas Games 2023.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here, but when I turn to party, this drunken I got me with so boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here.
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
Disaster strike with little to no warning. We hope for the best, but should be prepared for the worst. And you understand that an always online communication system plays a critical role in business as usual when emergencies occur. At Teleport One, we can prepare your business to operate as normal with our many voice, data, and video solutions. Contact us today and let our team ensure that you operate business as usual. 502-4550 or email sales@teleportone.com.
That's the sound of your car or truck. That's the sound of your horn. Get in gear with an auto loan. RBC makes it easy to get your own.
Get in gear with an RBC auto loan with up to 100% financing, extended repayment, and low interest rates.
That's the sound of your car or truck. That's the sound of your horn. Get in gear with an auto loan. RBC makes it easy to get your own.
Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/gear up. Conditions apply.
Car insurance, home insurance, marine insurance, this insurance, that insurance. The truth is, you may not like it very much, but you need insurance, and it has to work for you. That's why Summit Insurance policies are designed with you and your life in mind, fitting your lifestyle and needs perfectly. So you can rest comfortably knowing that your car, home, boat, and business are well taken care of. Contact our agents at Insurance Management today. Summit Insurance. We peak above all others.
A lot of Bahamas Games action tonight. Some spectacular games going on. One just wrapped up at the D.W. Davis Gym. In men's basketball, Eleuthera taking on Grand Bahama. A flip-flop game for most of the night. Eleuthera coming up with a 68-65 win after a very errant throw pass in the last 12 seconds by Grand Bahama, intercepted by Jerron Keno Burrows for Eleuthera, sealing the win practically for them with the three-point advantage. Grand Bahama came back with seconds to go. Ball in the air, buzzer sounding for a three-point attempt. It goes wide. That gives Eleuthera the win, 68-65, and they still remain without a loss in round action in men's basketball. Also going on right now, men's basketball at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. A lot of excitement there. Last time we checked in with softball in men's action, it was Exuma leading Columbus Isles 6-4 over at Bankers Field. Let's head over to Bankers Field to see what's going on there at softball. Exuma taking an extraordinarily big lead on this one. 6-4 the final here, pardon me, in the bottom of the second. So we have at least 3 more innings to go. This is going to come right down to it. This is going to be a slugfest. Marcellus Hall, Romiko Knowles with the call.
Boy, Trey Sweeting's getting a running leap off that base pad on the release. He's ready to advance on anything that gets by the catcher.
That one
swings over the top.
It was low on the right side.
It was low, but now the hitters know that that's a strike.
It's a strike.
So you gotta offer at it. There's Trey Sweeting, son of Theodore Sweeting, Secretary General of the Bahamas Baseball Federation. Oh boy, that one's hit hard, but it's gonna get out of play for a foul ball.
You know, and I had the opportunity to see Juno Bain play baseball.
Really?
The kid can hit. This is a pretty good batter. Played for Columbus Isle baseball team and bat cleanup in their lineup. So
he's batting third here tonight, so that's usually where you put your best contact hitter, in that third spot.
Also a great first baseman. He played first base. That one
and takes another strike down low. Throw down to third base, not necessary because he strikes him out. Trey Sweeting can't believe that was a call. Trey Sweeting's like, what, really? And Junel's letting the umpire know all about it right about now.
Alcott Forbes retiring the side with a strikeout, and they will head back.
But how do you hit that pitch, though, if the umpire's going to give him that? I mean, other with the exception of Trey, who was able to get his bat underneath it, but that's going to make life very difficult here.
Absolutely. Score 9-4 in favor of Exuma.
And the first one out of the dugout, Chicken Aubrey. Oldest man in there. He's the first one out.
Ready.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Of course, it helps if I am the coach. I can put myself in. and I just got Chicken's about 65 years old. I told you he's probably wearing his age. It's wearing 67.
So 65 and playing in the 6th edition of the Bahamas Games. Amazing. So he would have been able to play in at least 3 games, 3 of those games.
He may have played in all of them. He may be making history right now. He played in all 6 editions of the Bahamas Games.
Is there any player that...
Trivia question of the day.
Definitely. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know.
Is anybody around that played in the first Bahamas Games? Did Chicken Aubrey play?
That's right. The record is on the way for your car.
Exuma will now come to the batter's box. This will be number 2.
So did they go to the bench? Looks as if they might have gone to their bench now. For the pinch hitter coming to the plate. They have to force me to go back into my my lineup sheet here and see who the pinch hitter is.
As we go to the top of the third.
So this might be Tyrone McKenzie.
4-1.
Maybe not, though. They got a couple of subs here, but they don't have numbers listed, so it's difficult for me to tell who this is. But whoever it is, he just got a hit. Or did he not? No, it was a catch. Catch in the right field. Well, he did get a nice piece of contact with the right fielder right there to make the play.
Albert Evans out there making the play.
Son of Culbert Buster Evans.
Columbus Isle, a good friend of mine. Moved to Nassau some time ago and never saw him again.
To Bay now.
Center field now.
Flies out to the center field for the second out.
So this looks like it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning.
It's not been a good night for Richard Bain.
That's the game.
Right, some nights it's your evening, some nights it's not.
It's not.
And here comes Philip Johnson. And I tell you what, the last thing Chicken Aubrey wants to see right now with 2 outs is Sherman Ferguson come to the plate. He's waiting on deck.
Good.
That's a beautiful off-speed pitch. Johnson's like, "You gonna throw me that? Really?" I know he won't throw it to. I don't think he throws that to Sherman Ferguson.
I would not throw to him. I would just give him the bat.
Yeah, just concede the base. Especially and that's a base hit for PJ, who's going to take second. I can guarantee it. He's got speed. He's taking off. He's thinking 2 out of the batter's box. Now he's going to head to third, and he will be safe. Chicken Aubrey's calling the play. Says, "I got him." Chicken, he should have hit him off the base like the lady for Andros. Just knock him off the base pads.
That's what you do.
That's what you do. So we will face Sherman Ferguson. Oh, there, look, see, Chicken is wise. He said, go to first base.
There you go. Listen, I am with it.
That's it. Don't even bring your bat to the plate. I am too old a cat to get tricked by a kitten right now. You can have your space. You can have first base. Let me take on.
I don't blame him.
Let me take on the next batter. I'll face Michael Ingram. Chicken says, "I didn't get to be this age by doing dumb things. I'm not gonna see you swing again." Catcher tried to hold it there, but wasn't biting. Nothing in two.
Good call. 2 outs, so that one lifted high.
And a pop up to the infield. Shortstop drifting back to make the catch, and so the intentional walk pays off. And I would guarantee you now that the rest of this ball game, that's going to be the formula.
We now head to the top of the fourth.
Top of the fourth inning now.
Fourth inning. And this game is moving right along.
Somebody just asked me. And that is so. It is now confirmed. Aaron Adley, thank you very much.
Trivia question.
He has played. Yes, he has played in all the Bahamas games. 20 years between the last one and the current one, but he's played in every edition of these Bahamas games. So Chicken Aubrey, yes.
Oh.
Chicken Aubrey has played in every Bahamas games there has been. So that's probably why he was ready to get in this ball game. He said, "Listen, I'm gonna make history. I'll be the only player that played in all 6 editions."
Should have a plaque of him somewhere.
Yeah, there should be a longevity plaque somewhere. Chicken has coached me in softball, baseball, and basketball at some point. Played alongside my dad in baseball, so yeah, he's been around a long time.
Schedule is showing 2 more games for tonight. You have the women and
There's
men.
a ladies game and then a men's game, right? So yeah.
Game. So New Providence will take on Eleuthera and the women and the men's fast pitch. And those games will be played or are expected to be played following this game.
Late evening here at the Bankers Field.
as we said earlier, softball was a sport that ran you up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, sure thing. All those games back in the Nationals back in the day, you would play until the games ended. And there were many nights they would run late. And so,
did they go to 9?
They would go 7 back in the day. So, say back in the day, wow, that says a lot. But yeah, here we go now. Columbus Owls. And this looks like the catcher, Rashad Lang, at the plate. Takes a ball. And this is actually the first baseman for the Columbus Owls. This is Chris McPhee. They call him rookie. I don't understand. He's been in the league about 10 years now, so I don't know why they still call him the rookie. One of those nicknames that stuck. So I think we're in the... I'll confirm the inning in just a moment. McPhee with a little half-hearted swing. So we were in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Columbus Owls on the bad end of the score. See some folks fanning themselves in the stands. Despite dark fall, it is still a little humid out here. Missing away. And Alcott Force wanted that call, but that looked to be well off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Bottom 3rd inning. That one skips past the catcher. 3-2. 9-4 is our score. Bottom of the 3rd. And it's a good look at Alcott Forbes. Here's the delivery. And he does not chase the high fastball. It's going to be ball 4. So they get the leadoff runner on. Good at bat there from the first baseman, Chris McPhee, and that's going to bring up Jolie Ferguson. Who is playing 3rd base tonight for these Columbus Owls squad.
I tell you, Alcott looks tired.
Yeah, he doesn't look to be. He's laboring a bit. As you can see, he's saying something to somebody right now that he's not too happy. And like I said, I don't think he anticipated having to get on the mound tonight. Yeah, he looks to be, you can see, it almost looks like he's in pain a little bit.
Yeah. That one is low.
And the runner will advance down to 2nd base on the pass ball. It almost looked like he swung at that one. And I think that would be what Alcott's asking. Did he go? He's barking at somebody. Yeah, he's saying, did he swing? He wants to know. Was that a strike?
Talking to the 2nd baseman, 2nd base runner.
A little bit of laughter going on. So I don't know if they gave that a strike there. Oh, and that one's hit to the center field area and out for the catch. The throw is going to be down to 3rd base and not in time.
Philip Johnson out there making the catch for Exoma.
Cut off by the shortstop.
This guy on base has some wheels.
Yeah, Richard Bain. Yeah, that ball wasn't hit too deep, but he still took off. showing some confidence in his speed.
Zooming out.
So one gone.
Here at the bottom of the third.
Runner at third, yes, sir.
9-4 your score, favor of Exuma. So they're still leading things.
High fastball, ball one. Now this is Kenneth Curry, the DP, at the plate. Skips the pass, but not far enough. Good break there for Exuma that ball didn't go any further than it did, because he was ready to come running home, that's for sure.
See, he's still trying to catch his breath.
Well, Alcott's doing a lot of chirping out there. I don't know who he's talking to, but he's doing a lot of talking.
He's trying to get some calls and some plays and...
So, with one gone, the runner at third base. Columbus Owls trying to creep their way back into this ball game here in the bottom of the third. And another one gets away, with the catcher able to keep it in front. And I think Forbes wants to change the ball here. Doesn't like how that one feels. Can't seem to get a grip on it. He walks. I've never seen that. He walked all the way down to the umpire.
I think he's
he doesn't like any of the balls. I don't like that one either. Change them all, Blue. That's what he's.
That's what he was saying. All of the balls.
Yeah, these all suck. Get some good balls in here. So we'll see if that makes a difference. They get him a whole bunch of new softballs in the game. And apparently not. That's ball four. So here comes the catcher, who had a double his last time up, Rashad Lang. And Lang swings at the first pitch he sees. And
did he catch it?
No, it's going to be foul.
Of course, that's Chima Johnson out there running to the fences.
To say Chima Johnson's had a night of it. He's had a lot of action on the right boy, and Alcott's still complaining about that softball. He's talking to it even. He's having a lot of discussions out there.
It's not doing what he
with
wants
anybody
to do.
that wants to listen. Missing with the ball.
Wow, well, they're all playing with the same softball.
Yeah, you got to adjust. Nobody's doing anything different. They're not going to. That one. Hard hit, and again foul. Boy, he is getting some good cuts. Rashad Lang. That one came firing off the bat. First base coach better watch out. Not your typical Alcott Forbes outing. Normally very hard to hit. And again, hard hit. Third baseman makes the play. I think they doubled him up. They do.
Richard Bain hit the nagging catch, tagging the runner before he gets back to the bag for a double play.
And that was a pure reflex.
It was too quick for the eyes.
Yeah, too quick for the eyes to follow. Is that the ball game? I think that is indeed the ball game.
Perhaps
Exuma. Time runs out. Exuma gets the win here.
9-4.
Well, a good ball game here.
Final score.
And it ends in dramatic fashion. A double play on a hard line drive to third baseman Richard Bain, who started out this game as the pitcher, moved over to third base, and now makes the play to end the game. So we'll grab an interview in a few short moments. I'm being told that we'll be able to talk to somebody from this one. Has a good look at number 67, Alfonso Chicken Aubrey, wearing his age in more ways than one. 9-4 your final. Exuma beats the Columbus Owls here in men's softball. The park is rocking here at Bankers Field. They're being rewarded with some good softball action. A lot of fans making their way here to the field tonight. I see a lot of faces I haven't seen in a long time, but they're all softball fans here enjoying the action. And there's been some good ones here tonight and throughout the course of this day. So we'll wait now for Romiko to get set up before we swing it down to the field. And this is the aftermath now. The field is quiet. So I think we're going to have Romiko joining us in a few short seconds. I think as one of the coaches for Exuma. That looked like Kelson Morley on my screen there. So we'll wait to see what happens there. Let's swing on down to Romiko now with Kelson Morley. Romiko?
Yes, Marcellus, I'm standing by with the head coach for Exuma, Kelson Morley. You guys came up with the win, the 9-4 win over the Columbus Owls. Had some pitching troubles, but you still came up with the win. Talk to me about it.
Well, we had a long night last night. So today we had just put together a good pitching duel between Mr. Bain, who started out with, but we take a little while, he struggled too, and we had a backup with Alcoy. But I think right now we're back on track, and we're going to do what we come here to do.
I watched Alcott as he was pitching. He seemed to get fatigued later on in the inning. Would that be a problem for you as these games continue, now that he's already exposed his arm?
Well, I think right now he's ready to go. He's ready to go. It takes a little while, you know, he's been playing softball for so long, but hey, one win at a time, one win at a time.
1 win at a time. There you have it, the 9-4 win over Columbus Owl. That was Exuma. Congratulations on the win. We have another game coming up. Of course, it's going to be New Providence women against, I believe they're playing, looks like Eleuthera. And so that's going to be an exciting matchup. This stadium is packed, and so we're going to be here for that action. Back to you, Marcellus.
All right, thanks, Romiko. And indeed, as you see, the dugouts now start to refill with a new set of players. That looks to be the young man from Eleuthera getting ready to play next, although I see the New Providence ladies making their way into the dugout. So it looks like we have a ladies game coming up. That's Sari Aubrey. So let's take a quick break. We'll swing it back to the station right now, and we'll return with more action here at the Bankers Field.
All right, Marcellus, thank you so much. You're watching live continuous coverage of Bahamas Games 2023. We'll be right back.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory, We are a medical lab that's all-encompassing. We have a full test menu. We do a lot of the tumor markers, such as the PSAs for prostate cancer, the CEA for colon cancer, CA-125 for ovarian cancer. We do infectious disease testing, do some drug screen testing, paternity testing, you know, all the regular services that the private medical lab would offer. And if there's something that we don't do in-house, we have a reference lab that we send our samples to. So, you know, there's no lab test that we're not able to have done for you. If we don't do it in-house, we make sure it gets done. The government subsidizes the NHI, so your lab tests are actually free. So if you go to an NHI physician, she simply gives you a requisition form, you bring it to the lab, and you're not paying for your lab test. Our hours of operation in Freeport, we're here from 8 a.m. every day until 4 p.m., except on Saturdays, it's from 8 a.m. until 2. Contact information, Freeport is 352-5220. We also have a website, www.bonaventurelab.com.
Agape Church cordially invites you to attend an evening of elegance at the retirement banquet for Bishop Helen McPhee, senior pastor of Agape Church. The event will be held at the Atlantis Grand Ballroom on Friday, August 25th. Cocktail reception at 7 p.m. Dinner is served at 8 p.m. Tickets are $275 and can be purchased at the Agape Church office. For more information, call 328-6937.
Business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
A lot of folks are wondering, what is the Agrarian Awards? It's an award show to celebrate the people who produce the food that feeds the country. So September 16th, we're giving out trophies and money to young farmers, backyard farmers, sheep runners, goat herders, pea pickers, onion planters. Basically, everyone. But we couldn't fit all that on the invite, so we put Agrarian Awards instead. Go to ADOBahamas.org to find out how to nominate your favorite agrarian. The Agrarian Awards, September 16th.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here, but when I turn to party, this drunken, I got me with so boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here,
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidents.com for details.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a Sand Dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving Sand Dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers. It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever Sand Dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together. Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
Today, our coral reefs are in dire straits. They are dying at an alarming rate.
These ecosystems are under lots of threats.
There's multiple strategies for saving coral reefs, and one of the strategies is in restoration.
So we can start to revitalize the reef systems and protect the marine life in the Bahamas.
It's all about increasing environmental awareness. Atlantis believes healthy reefs support a healthy Bahamas.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians.
Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low-fiber, high-fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk of colon cancer by making specific lifestyle changes. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods contain fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which may play a role in cancer prevention. Drink alcohol in moderation or not at all. Do not smoke. Exercise with a goal of getting in at least 30 minutes each day. If you've been inactive, start slowly and gradually build up to 30 minutes. Also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise program. Maintain a healthy weight. If you're at a healthy weight, maintain it by combining a well-balanced diet with daily exercise. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor about healthy ways to achieve your goal. Colon cancer screening can also help to prevent colon cancer or lead to its early detection when treatment is most effective. If you're 45 years or older, speak to your doctor about having a colonoscopy or some form of colon cancer screening that may be appropriate for you. I'm Dr. Eugene Marcus Cooper. Pay attention to your health. Get the facts and discuss colon cancer with your physician today.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Just past the halfway point of the Bahamas Games 2023 here in New Providence, and some hardware has been offered and picked up. But right now, we are in round action in men and women's basketball and men and women's softball. Just wrapped up a few moments ago. Exuma took out Columbus Isles 9-4 as we get ready to watch New Providence and Eleuthera women at Bankers Field. Also at the D.W. Davis Gym, Eleuthera taking on Grand Bahama. That came down to the last 12 seconds. Eleuthera winning that one. The final score 68-65. Capping that off for Eleuthera was Jerron Keno Burrows. An interception with about 10 seconds to go was able to stop a fast break by Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama got the ball back with seconds to go. Ball in the air, buzzer sounding. They missed, giving Eleuthera the 68-65 win. A lot of excitement at this year's Bahamas Games. Now, tomorrow, track and field will start with the 400s, 1500s, 100s, and the 4x1 relay events. So again, usually the Olympic-style festival will end with track and field. Andrew Tynes will be at this one. He competed in the last Bahamas Games as a track athlete in 2001. Now, 22 years later, his track club, Swift Athletics, he assists less fortunate athletes through it, many of them competing in these games. As an underprivileged athlete himself, his rise to stardom and competing in the Bahamas and for the Bahamas has meant a lot to him. Charles Fisher has his story.
He's off the field to have competed in 3 games, 91, 95, and 98.
The first one, I was too young in 1989 when, you know, the Fabian Wims and Joe Stiles, those Frank Rutherford and Aaron Lewis, that's how I get to know those guys. And I saw this, the outpouring, and I saw the support that it had. And I saw that the fans that came to watch it. And I said, you know what, the next one, I'm going to be much older, and I want to experience that. And I feel that all young Bahamians should have a chance to experience the Bahamas Games.
Tynes calls 95 his most memorable one.
I think at that point, after the two first ones, I think the public and I think the entire country had called on how significant the Bahamas Games were, and how the locals, not just the athletes who are in college, the athletes who are on the circuit running, they too could have come back and competed for their island. So the common behemoth, the regular persons who will not be around track and field, was basically could actually participate for bragging rights in the Bahamas Games, and that would made it more better.
You can somewhat say that he is dual citizenship, having competed for New Providence and Andros before.
My father is from Andros, and I did the two first ones for New Providence. In 1998, I actually competed for Andros, and I told them I was going to do it because my ties to Andros are through my father.
During his career, he was an NCAA tournament champion and having competed at the world and Olympic level. But it's the Bahamas Games that's the most rewarding. 1995
would have been the biggest one. As I said, everybody had caught onto it, and nothing felt more better than the regular behemoth that actually came with the stadium, and then you walk into the public and they recognize who you are just because of the Bahamas Games. All the time I run the circuit, all the time I run an NCAA, the regular common behemoth would have been watching, but everybody was glued to the TV and at the stadium watching the Bahamas Games.
And that 100 in 98 was the highlight of the games.
Let me start with the 200 meters. In the 200 meters, we had a lot of false starts, and it frustrated me. And I didn't get a good start. I really thought when the race did go off, I thought it was a false start, so I slowed down. But the race continued. And Remy got off the turn before me, and I couldn't catch him. But that year, Remy was better in the 100, and I was better in the 200. So it went in reverse. So I said, you know what? Even though he's going to be better in the 100 meters, I got to beat him because he beat me in the 200. So for bragging rights, you know what I'm saying? To be the fastest man in the Bahamas, I have to beat Renwood. So I remember leaving that race, and everybody said, oh, Renwood beat Andrew. I said, okay, I have something for him on Monday. Because I remember there was an Independence Day that Monday, and we came out here, the stadium was ram jam. And I remember warming up when I saw him, and we were very good friends, you know what I'm saying? And I said, boy, Renwood, I'm going to beat you today. No, boy, Andrew, you're going to beat me. I said, Renwood, you beat me in 200, I'm going to beat you today. And as you see the race, man, great race. And as a matter of fact, that race went in 10.08. Renwood ran 10.16 that year, but it was a 2.3 win. That would have been the national record. And at that point, it would have been top 5 in the world at that time. So that was a very, very fast race.
An amazing piece of history there with Andrew Tynes and Charles Fisher. Andrew, known as a 200-meter runner, like he said, he won that 100, and he called it one of the crowning moments of his career as a sprinter, now deciding to give back through his track club, Swift Athletics, and doing a great job with the young men and women there, producing Carifta athletes and Carifta champions as well, giving back to a sport that gave him so much. Still here, continuing coverage of the 2023 Bahamas Games. Softball action. We're going to head over to Bankers Field, and it is New Providence women taking on Eleuthera. This one, the second to last game of the night. Eleuthera, a perennial favorite in softball. New Providence trying to hold on to their title. It looks as if New Providence in the top of the first struck first, has a runner on second. We'll join Marcellus Hall and Ramiko Knowles with the call at Bankers Field.
Eleuthera with some veterans out there. I like the blonde mohawk thing going on. It's different.
Definitely works with the uniform.
Yeah. It was Squibber over the second base. Melinda Bastian's going to touch second base to record the out. And that's going to be all she wrote. They get them loaded, but they leave them all stranded. And we'll move to the bottom of the first inning. And we welcome our viewers live here to the Bankers Field as we are moving to the bottom of the first inning in this matchup between New Providence and Eleuthera. No score yet in this one. New Providence did get the bases loaded, but
they
couldn't get anything across.
For most of the women game that we've seen today, they didn't go the full stretch of 5 innings. They were out getting the mercy rule, and so it'll be interesting to see what this one is like. These are pretty good teams here. New Providence getting the home advantage. Most of the persons I understand here tonight came out to watch this game. And, of course, the men's game of the night, the New Providence men's versus the Luther men's. So that game coming up next.
You can see it is standing room only here at the ballpark. Quickly breaking down the defensive setup for New Providence. Look at Ramona Hanna, who is on the mound here. Behind the plate, Aaliyah Ferguson. Over at first base, Sky Aubrey. At second for New Providence is Nikisha Saunders. Playing third base, Sari Aubrey. Shortstop is Shante Curtis. Over in left field, Maria Hamilton. Jenna Malone in the center. And in right field, Travis Smith. And leading things off for Luther when they come to the plate will be Sydney Hillary. And my guess is she's the daughter of Sydney Hillary. I don't know, because Sydney Hillary sounds kind of close. Tilshan Leary will bat second, and that's LaShanta Carey batting in the third spot. Linda Bastian bats cleanup this evening for Luther. So they'll get their first look in just a few short moments. Ramona Hanna throws strikes. She's going to be right around the plate. So you'll get pitches to hit. Hanna throwing for the University of the Bahamas. The last time the New Providence Softball Association was played. So let's see what Ramona can do here. She'll face off against the first hitter of the night for Luther, Sydney Hillary. That's a strike. Like I said, she will throw strikes. It's just what you do with them. Pretty good control as a pitcher. 1-1.
Ready?
It has been a day full of softball activities here. A lot of games being played.
A lot of games being played. And we were pretty much here from 8 o'clock this morning.
Yes, sir. It's been a long day at the ballpark. We did take about an hour break for the news, but
watched a whole lot of softball.
Yes, sir. Had our fill. A veritable cornucopia of softball activities. So after getting ahead with one strike, it has been the announcer's jinx in place apparently for Ramona Hanna. I said she throws a lot of strikes, but she's having some difficulty here finding the plate again. And as I said, she misses once more inside and issues the walk. And they're going to take off a second. Good heads-up base running.
Great heads-up base running there.
Look at that. She said, "Okay, y'all keep talking. I'm nobody paying attention to me. I'm gonna just trot on down here to second."
Good.
So walk turns into a two-bagger for Hillary, and here is Leary now at the plate. Tilshan Leary playing center field for Luther this evening. Ahead Nakata, ball and no strikes here. Fouls it one away, 1-1. And it's been a long day for the umpires as well. Battling through from start to finish, a lot of them. Sherman Major and Wayne Baston and others who have toiled through the entire course of the day, calling game after game. No easy task. Meanwhile, for Larry, it is a ball and two strikes with Hillary sitting there at second base. Luther trying to break through here in the bottom of the first. And she fouls it straight back. keep alive. I love the catcher's glove there. It looks about as big as her body, though. That's a big glove.
White one, making sure you know that you can see.
Yeah, you will definitely say you did not see. You can't say you didn't see the target. That's for sure. That glove.
Absolutely.
Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And she misses with it. Runner's going to head on down to third. And he'll swipe the tag, and she missed her. She got right around the tag. She missed her, though. She swung the tag, but she got around it. Well, she's not scared to run, that's for sure.
Absolutely. She's now on third in scoring position. And like we said, it's those teams that get out early and get those points on the board that comes out with the win.
Put the pressure on, yeah.
That's a hit down the right
side. That's going to be a base hit into right field. Runner scores.
I like the way the right fielder was playing shallow.
Yeah, I was about
able to get the
that.
one hopper.
Yeah. Keep it to just a one bounce play. Almost had a play on it.
Absolutely.
So that brings up Lashanta Carey now as Eleuthera strikes first. Still nobody gone. A strike. Lashanta Carey batting now for Eleuthera. In there, strike 2.
She says yes. Okay.
All right, I'll take that.
Looks over to the third base coach.
Probably said, swing your back, girl. You ain't out there to look pretty. 0-2. Takes the ball. So she's seeing it. Able to lay off. Runner remains over there at first base. That's still Sean Leary. Unlike Hillary, who took takes strike 3 right down the heart of the plate. Nothing you can say about that.
Looking, yeah, it was a beautiful pitch right down the heart of the plate. I think it's just second nature to just want to look back and make what that was. You can't get it better than that.
Yeah, I don't understand what she would have been looking for in that situation. That's right down Broadway. You gotta offer it at least. So that brings up Melinda Bastian, and she takes a strike. Now this is one of those hitters the outfield may have to play a little bit deeper. Bastian strong. Now she is a free swinger. You can get her to chase some pitches. Like I said, 2 strikes. So Melinda Bastian. Good bad ball hitter, though.
Swing pretty hard.
She's the mother of the young lady we saw play earlier, Mama.
Okay. That one's high on the outside.
Crowd was looking for a strikeout there. Obviously, Eleuthera fans. That ball well off the plate. So obviously, I should say Buccaneers fans. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hard hit off the foot, out the pitcher and into the outfield. Like I said, she hits the ball hard.
And that came right off the
leg. Off the heel of Ramona. They'll probably have to check her to make sure she's okay. But Bastian, that'll count as a hit. And she's like, I'm okay, but I'm gonna feel that tomorrow. Darren Stevens is the manager. He's having himself a good chuckle off of that. So Ramona now has given up a couple of hits. Runners on first and second with 1 away. And here is Falan Bethel.
Good pitch on the corner.
Right there on the outside corner for to get ahead of the batter here. 0-1. 0-1 pitch. And this time, trying to come inside, missing for a ball. Count runs 1-1 now to Bethel. Phelan looking for something she can drive. Bethel, the catcher, fouls it away to the right side.
She was a little late on that swing.
So now the count runs 1-2 here to Phelan Bethel. Runners are on first and second. Leary has not even attempted to even think about stealing a base, unlike Hillary, who we saw take off at every opportunity. Down low. Count 2-2 here. Yes, indeed. Phelan Bethel. P-H-I-L-A-N Bethel. You could spell that with one L or two. I'm not sure which one it is. But she fouls it back. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The driver of a black Chevy Equinox, exhibit number SN2905. The record now has your car in the air.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Phelan Bethel.
Serious thing. Trying to save somebody $150.
Ball down to the second baseman. He's going to touch over at second for the second out. They'll take the easy force.
The runner will move over to third base and get in scoring position for Luther, and it'll be pretty good for them if they're able to get 2 runs out of this bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, with 2 gone, it's going to take a hit. Linda Bastian forced out at the base. I think Leary's unsure. She may be new to the game. She's asking a lot of questions. With 2 outs now, they're going to bring in the runner for the catcher so she can go in and get dressed. And that'll be Bastian, who was just forced out at second. They always use the last out. In there for a strike. I see some of our media cohorts. Sheldon Longley of the Nassau Guardian making an appearance here at softball tonight. Nothing in 1. Missing away. Ball 1 here. 1-1 here. Is the count. To Colleen Sands, the right fielder. Colleen Sands facing off against Ramona Hanna.
Swing and a miss.
Swings right through that one for a second strike. So the count 1-2. And Ramona with a little smirk on the face, perhaps sensing that a good pitch here should get her out of trouble. 1-2 pitch and gets her swinging. So down she goes, and that'll end the first inning. Luther, though, does play the run. And now they have a lead. Let's take a break. We'll come right back. Softball action continues in just a few moments.
Now is the time to start living the life you've always dreamed of. Purchase that new car. Consolidate debt. Make your house a home, or switch your mortgage to lower your monthly payments. And BOB will be with you every step of the way to help you live your very best life. With the lowest consumer loan rates in the country, we are BOB, your bank of solutions.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
From those who are up before the sun. From those who are not afraid to get their hands dirty. From those who earn it from the sweat of their brow. Through cuts and bruises, long hours in the scorching heat. We are dedicated to creating a cleaner Bahamas for all. From those who bleed these colors, just like you. Standing on the shoulders of those who came before us, there's no way we can fail. Although the road was not easy, we got through it together. From every shoreline to every park swing, and we are just getting started. 50 years down, forever to go. Happy Independence, Bahamas. From the Bahamas Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a Sand Dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
Digital wallet providers. It does not matter
which of us you choose,
You can pay for goods and services
wherever Sand Dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
Heading down to second base. And at the plate now, facing off against Simonette. And driving it to the shortstop. And right through the shortstop, apparently.
And there wasn't
and that could be
on that play.
Will they call obstruction here? And I think they may get it for obstruction, and they do. That's going to be interference.
That's an out.
That's interference called on the runner. You got to give the fielder the opportunity to field the ball. It means sometimes you may have to stop or go around, but that is the rule. You got to allow the fielder the opportunity to come to the ball. And hence, she is out. So and that's an out, and the runner had to head on back to first base.
So that prevents a runner in scoring position for New Providence, and at the top of the second inning, the Luther 1-0.
Here's Shante Curtis. Ball goes behind her. New Providence has Ramona Hanna batting for herself in this one. And as you saw, she can handle the bat pretty well. New Providence looking to tie this game up at the very least. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and that's a ball. Hannah's not going to win any speed contests over there at first base. She's not going to take off. It's going to be it's going to have to be a pass ball where she can go down uncontested. She's not going to steal a base. And that's ball 4. So some issues finding the strike zone now for Simonette. And they're on first and second with 1 out.
So New Providence with an opportunity here. A big opportunity with no outs.
Actually, there's one away. Remember, Ferguson called on the interference. That one's going to ride the line and foul. Did she touch it on the line? I think she touched it on the line. That's going to be a fair. That's going to be fair.
Ball.
She touched it right on the line. And I was thinking, and now they'll change it to a foul ball.
Going back. And that got the stadium
That's
in
a
an
good
uproar.
break. Yeah, the stadium saying, man, that should have been a fair ball. She didn't. You got to wait for it to clear the line. Lucky break there for Eleuthero. Some of that will dig back in. Lets this one go for a ball. One out for New Providence after Aaliyah Ferguson called out for interference. Runners remain on first and second here. And Hannah took a pretty hefty lead there off of second base. His third baseman is playing up for the bunt there, so Hannah may feel that she can get there before she can get back. This will be the shortstop's job to get there. She does try to take off. That one's hit to the outfield. The outfielders are playing shallow, well over the head there. That's going to at least clear the bases here. One runs in. Here comes Hannah. They're right on her heels. Boy, that's some good wheels. I mean, she almost ran down the two runners in front of her. And inside the park home run. My goodness.
And even the third base coach was telling her, hey, slow down, slow down, slow up.
He's like, no way, coach, I got this. Travis Smith puts a charge into one and clears the bases. An inside the park home run. Man, she doesn't look like she's got that strength, but
doesn't.
Yeah, she put a charge into it. And here's Nabria Hamilton. Shows butt, puts it down. Right there at the feet of the catcher and foul.
Was almost a good bunt down the line.
And that'll force the corner infielders to have to play in a little bit.
I think they underestimated Trevia because of her size. And
and
just put it out there.
Yeah, as infield, the outfielders were playing right there in shallow center. You can still see them playing a little bit shallow now. Took a big whack at it and comes up with nothing for a second strike.
Nothing like that sound from the audience when you swing and miss. Woo.
Yeah. It's like when they watch a basketball game, you know, they dunk it, everybody, somehow everybody says, boom.
Yeah.
I think that's a Bahamian thing. I've never had that happen anywhere else. 1-1. It's in the Bria Hamilton. Sari Aubrey waiting on Doc. Hard hit down to the first baseman. Should be an easy play, and it is. So the grounder to the first baseman records the second out. And in comes Sari Aubrey. Sari Aubrey, who we just saw playing volleyball earlier this week, now here shifting over to play some softball alongside her little sister Sky Aubrey. Facing off against Simonet on the mound for Eleuthero. And that's going to be called a strike. That's a tough strike to take if you're Sari Aubrey, because the catcher didn't even catch it. Little off the plate, maybe.
That will lift it.
Tattooed
to the left
over
side,
the head of the left fielder who was playing deep. But Sari Aubrey's got some strength, as you just saw. She's going to take off for third, and they're going to wave her home here. Another inside the park home run for New Providence.
And she got all of that pitch and just lifted it over the left fielder's head.
And this is Belinda Bastian said, I just told you to play deep. Melinda's very familiar with these hitters. She faces a lot of them in the New Providence Softball Association. And yes, there are a few of them that can hit the ball pretty well. Here is Shannon Malone, who had a hit the last time up. I would imagine now that the outfield is for Luther will drop back a few paces.
Probably to the fence now.
Yeah, they'll over adjust.
The score now 5-1 in favor of New Providence here in the top of the second. The Luther playing for one.
And this is where we've seen a lot of damage being done with 2 outs in this tournament so far.
Absolutely.
Malone drops it down. Somebody that fires over the first base, and
I just had a feeling she would glue the catch on that one to get the runner on first. And we've seen so much of those blown first throws showing up.
Yeah, and that was a good throw.
Yeah.
The ones that are in the dirt and stuff like that, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but that was right at her. And she somehow couldn't quite come up with the catch.
But so much of that has been happening, especially with the 2 outs. And when you could retire
and those extra at-bats will hurt you every single time.
Every time.
And here is Sky Aubrey. And she gets hit for the second time. Oh, did it hit her? I think it did.
So Eleuthera letting this one get away from them. The count 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes.
So it did not hit her, but the ball does get away from the catcher. Malone now over to third base.
That was quick.
And timeout called. I was going to say, you may want to have a word with your pitcher here. This thing's starting to get away. Melinda Bastian may have to come in and pitch here at some point. I think that's what the manager may be saying. Just give me 1 out, guys. Come on. We just need 1 here. So Sky Aubrey up on the count here, 2-0. Now 3-0. And you hear the chants coming from the New Providence dugout. They're in good spirits now. They got a little something going. And that's ball 4. The runner's going to scamper on home. Jenna Malone
6
advancing on the pass ball, make it 6-1.
So we're on the verge of another Mercy Rule game. Here at the top of the second.
You're calling this one? You're calling it? Shooting a shot?
Yeah.
Sky Aubrey over there at second. And swinging out the first pitch she sees, fouling it back. There's Nikisha Saunders. Two outs, and swinging right through it again for the second strike. Hit the one in the middle. That's the chant. They're right there. But I'll tell you what, Eleuthera will certainly love to have a strikeout here and avoid giving up any more runs. And she'll hit her instead.
The pitch and
made no effort to get out of the way with 2 strikes on her. She's like, I'm gonna take this walk.
I think the pitcher
not throwing too hard, so you can take that one. It's not going to leave a mark.
Absolutely. So to brush it on the skin.
Piece of paper. Somebody threw a piece of paper at me. And here is Aaliyah Ferguson, and they're going to come out and make a pitching change here. Second trip to the mound for the manager, so they got to make a pitching change here. Who they go with is still in question, but they will definitely change things around. So we'll wait to see what the new pitcher, or who the new pitcher will be. There is Phelan, the catcher for this Eleuthera team.
And this is certainly not the way that they wanted this game to go.
Yeah, they really weren't looking for it to be this type of situation here. Certainly didn't anticipate a pitching change in the second inning. But that's what the adjustments are, right? That's how the game ebbs and flows.
Absolutely.
Unplanned events. 6-1 is our score. And coming into the game to pitch for this Eleuthera team is number 6. And they don't put subs. They don't put the numbers for the subs on here apparently. But
so we're just gonna have to.
You're just gonna have to guess. We'll wing it. New pitcher. That's what I'll call it.
New pitcher.
6-1 is our score. Eleuthera trying to get out of this thing without giving up any more runs here.
And all of it with those 2 outs. And this is where
that's been the story of this tournament so far. We've seen a lot of that.
But it isn't that much out of reach yet. We've also seen some things happen.
Leads have a habit of disappearing.
And it all will come down to New Providence's defense, which is pretty solid. So.
It has been solid, yeah. And a little squibber, and that's going to allow the runners to go down to another base. Sky Aubrey was taking off. As soon as she saw that thing hit the ground, she was gone. And then he saw the runner at first base. Once she vacated, took off for us as well. A fresh face on the mound, and
that's
same results.
Hit by pitch.
I think that's the second time she's been hit. Catcher for New Providence, taking one off the shoulder. That's Aaliyah Ferguson.
Struggling. Scoring 1 run in the first, and here at the top of the second, just struggling.
The wheels have come off. And she is going to come down and have a word with her catcher. Ramona Hanna will bat next for the Buccaneers.
Do you think there's actually persons out there that read lips? You see a lot of the players, you know, while it is routine for them to just go put the glove over their mouth, but do you think there's actually persons out there
that are just sitting there and watching and reading the lips? Well, maybe they're, because I see in Major League Baseball, like you say, the players always put the glove over their face. Hanna, hard hit ball down the line. That's going to be in for a base hit. 1 runs in, 2 runs in. Here comes the 3rd run. Boy, they got some speed on these base paths. These kids get around the plate, get around the bases in a hurry.
That's 9 now, and so, yeah.
I'm impressed by the speed of number 1 there for New Providence. That's Nabria Hamilton. That's the second time I've seen her get around the base paths in the blink of an eye. 9-1 now the score, top of the second inning, and it's just continuous as a big swing and a miss.
New Providence seems to have a fairly young team. Just looking at,
they do. A lot of these kids play for the University of the Bahamas.
There you go.
Now getting an opportunity to play on the big stage.
Mingos.
Yeah. And they're coached by Shane Aubrey in the night league. And then, so they have been putting in a lot of work. I can't even see her numbers. She's that ponytail is covering everything
down there.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna play in smart style.
Yes, indeed.
That one
hard hit
high left side.
Oh, this is the young lady that hit the surprise everybody, hit the home run last time.
You don't want her to turn on your pitch. Where is the left fielder playing? She's still pretty shallow in left field.
Shanta Curtis putting a charge into one.
If she can get it between the left and center field gap, that's pretty much an inside the park.
And instead, she's going to skip it right on in there. Hannah's going to jog on over to third. Two and two the count to Shanta Curtis. Top of the second inning. And just does stay alive, fouls it back and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shanta Curtis at the plate. 9-1 game in favor of the New Providence Buccaneers. Luther did score the first run in the ball game, but since then, it has been all New Providence.
That one.
Hard hit and just foul.
Staying alive at the plate.
Well, I like her swing, though. She's
ripping.
Generates a lot of torque. Yeah, she. Don't be fooled by the diminutive size. She's got some good whip in that bat. Batting at the bottom of the order, but not because she doesn't have the pop to the bat, that's for sure. And up high for a ball. That'll run the count full. 3-2, the top of the order. 2 up. Here's your 3-2 delivery. And that'll be ball 4. So they'll be on the corners now with 2 outs, and the inning continues for New Providence. Luther
They
just
may
trying
end
to,
this one early.
Yeah, that's the way it's shaping up. Well, there's still a lot of time on the clock, but yeah, I start to believe that you may be right about this being a mercy rule affair. What in the world was that? She swung at the first. She was thinking first pitch swing, and
She wants to help Luther out a little bit.
Maybe. Maybe she likes to play defense. I mean, that's surprising. I mean, pitcher struggling to throw strikes, and you come up there swinging it away, and had a ball in the dirt, no less. Now shows bunt and puts it down. Throw to first base, offline. 1 run is scored. Here comes the second. Shane Aubrey still waving.
And
he's really waving. Are you kidding me? A bunt home run.
We've seen it all.
I have definitely seen it all here tonight. On this day, mark it on your calendar. What is it? July the 12th, 2023. I declare I have seen everything that I could possibly see in softball, and we still have time. So. Oh, wow. I can honestly say a bunt turning into a 3-run home run is not high on my list. And it's of things that I have witnessed. And the Lutheran fans have gotten very quiet here tonight after being very vocal with the 1-0 lead. It has turned around big time. And they have gone around the clock. As batting again is Nabria Hamilton, up for a second time in this inning. Tries to
just get a slap hit.
A slap hit. And the problem is not easing up. They're not letting up at all. They're they're continuing to try and...
I haven't seen one of those. I've seen the bunts. I haven't seen one of those.
Yeah, flat out just trying to slap it. You're right. That could be something new tonight.
Had one ripped.
Instead, she slaps it to the other side and foul.
So New Providence has a pretty good hitting squad. They're going to be the team to beat based on what I've seen throughout the women's play today.
In this ladies bracket?
Yeah.
Right, we've seen just about everybody. They have indeed seem to have the capacity to put some runs up. Them and Grand Bahama, I think we'll be seeing them go head to head at some point.
That's the prediction?
Yeah, I'll go on a limb and say
New Providence and Grand Bahama gold medal round?
Playing in the gold medal round. I stand to be corrected, but I highly doubt it. Just based on what we've seen here through these first 2 days of competition. On the men's side, it's still pretty much wide open. Yeah. There's about 3 or 4 teams that can make some noise. Yeah, it's hard to tell.
And again, all of these runs scored when Eleuthera is only playing for 1.
Yeah, they've been trying to get this one out for a while, and we've seen that a lot today, where teams have gotten the 2 outs and just being unable to get it done before things went awry. Slapper, they're not going to get her. That's not happening. She's safe.
Way past.
Yeah, she's got some good wheels. So Nabria Hamilton on board with an infield single, utilizing the speed, and that brings up Sari Aubrey, who has an inside the Parker in the top of it already to her credit in this very same inning. This is her second time through. This time the outfield is dropping off a little bit deeper. And another hard hit ball. Drops in for a base hit. And the outfielder doesn't have quite as far to run this time, but a run does score.
She was playing deep, so maybe
and
she
Aubrey
gets over to second or third.
will stop
on that
at
one.
third, I think, with a triple. There she is. So Sari Aubrey wasting no time. Driving another one deep, and it's now 13-1 here. Now, is there a 15-run mercy rule after 2? I think there is. We may get to that before we get to the end of the third. Jenna Malone back.
13-1. Crawford second. Rollins.
And Jenna Malone will make her way back again for her second at bat. She's batted 3 times here, and we're still just in the second inning.
We got 27 minutes left. 20 seconds.
And there's still a lot of time on that clock.
A lot of time on this clock, which means New Providence.
So the punishment will continue if you're Lutheran. Yeah, I don't think you can call a 27-minute timeout, ladies.
Coming up next, we have the Lutheran men take on New Providence men.
I mean, when you're down by 12, what do you do at this point?
Yeah, what's the strategy here?
Strategy.
Yeah, what is their conference? And that's ball. Aubrey does not try to score on that one. No need to here at this stage. And you can see the Lutherans their pace has changed quite a bit now. There's not a lot of quick movements out there. Everybody's moving around a whole lot slower when you're down 12 runs.
I think they know this is pretty much out of their reach.
Yeah, pretty much just go through the motions. High for a ball.
Let's practice on what we need to work on for the next game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Let's get some reps in. 2 outs still. And here is the pitch. Hit hard to the left side, and Belinda Bastian
get out of the
says
inning.
She's not leaving it to chance. She came across the diamond from second base to make the catch at shortstop.
And I don't blame her.
Yeah, she said, listen, I need to get off this field. But a whole bunch of runs come across the plate for New Providence. 13 to be exact, and it's now a 13-1 score. in favor of the Buccaneers. We will move to the top of the third. And it is all New Providence at this point of the ball game. Well, actually, this is actually the bottom of the second. That's how long, you know what, I got confused. It's been so long. I was like, wait, no, Luther's the home team, so they'll bat here in the bottom of the second. That was a long time to be on the field.
And New Providence has been able to get their backs around in the top of the second to bring in those runs. And pretty much leaving a Luther hopeless.
That's a pretty hefty cushion. If you're a New Providence here, you got to feel pretty confident in the ability to close this thing out. Yeah, that's a nice lead to play with if you're Ramona Hanna on the mound. You can be aggressive now. Just come at these hitters.
She had a long rest.
Yeah, so freshness will not be an issue here. Although she was running the bases, so
that's true.
We'll see if that maybe. Well, no, strike one. So that so far has not been an issue. As Astanzia Walker will get her first look at the plate. Quickly down the count, 0-2. Ramona Hanna now. Catcher was setting up on the outside. Hanna said, nope, just put it right down the middle. And that's strike three. Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
And based on the inning we've seen before and the position they are in their lineup, I imagine it's going to be a 1-2-3.
This is the bottom part of the lineup here. This is now Susan Ward.
Going to be a 1-2-3.
The first baseman now getting her first look at Ramona Hanna. Strike one. And she was backing out of the way of that. This is the first baseman who has ankle socks on. That stood out to me right away. And most umpires will tell you can't play unless you have the right socks on. Two strikes now. She's like, I did not come down here for this. Nobody told me about this aspect. They just said, hey, you want a uniform? Come on down to Nassau for the Bahamas games. Strike three, says the umpire, and I think that was, well, you know, could have been a little generous, but at this point, I think the umpire may be trying to speed up the game.
Absolutely. He's saying, hey, listen, this one is pretty much over.
Yeah, let's not prolong the activities here. The DP, Tracy Culman now. Takes ball one high. Two quick outs now for New Providence. As Ramona Hanna settling in with a comfortable 12-run lead. That's a strike.
Great pitch on the outside.
1-1 the count here to Tracy Culmer. Hanna looks for the sign, picks up the target, lets it fly, and that's strike two. A ball and two strikes now. Anna, she's ready to go. She's confident now on this mound. Here's the 1-2. Strike her out, and that's going to do it.
So New Providence pretty much taking control of this game, having a 13-1 lead over Eleuthera. And they will head back into the batter's box and be given a chance to expand that lead. And Eleuthera will return to the plate one more time for the third inning. If they are unable to make anything happen, I think the mercy rule will come into effect, and that'll bring an end to this game. And following this will be
New Providence men, up against Eleuthera. All right, we're going to swing it back to the station and check in, and then we'll see if we come back to more action here at Blue Hills.
All right, Marcellus Hall and Ramiko Knowles at Bankers Field as that action between New Providence and Eleuthera started off as a pretty good matchup, with Eleuthera really standing tall, known as a softball powerhouse. They went up 1-0 very quickly. New Providence, though, batted. They came up. They're now leading 13-1 at the bottom of 2. They're looking that the mercy rule may come into play with that one. That is the penultimate game for tonight. The final game tonight will be New Providence and Eleuthera men playing, so we'll see if we'll get back to that. If not, stay tuned right here tomorrow for highlights from that action. So again, like we said, we had a lot going on tonight. No medals have been handed out tonight. We're still in round play in men and women's softball and also in men and women's basketball. Track and field starts tomorrow, so a lot that is going to be happening. So coming up tomorrow, lots of softball, basketball games on the lineup. The medal determining round 3 of golf will be going on. The first boxers weigh in for tomorrow afternoon's final bout. And then the sport that most of us love, if you're a Bahamian, track and field. It starts tomorrow morning. Can't wait for that. I'm Chris Saunders. I'll be back at the desk for our primetime show tomorrow evening, starting at 8 o'clock. Our coverage continues tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning with Charles Fisher. Again, you've been watching live, continuing coverage of Bahamas Games 2023. Thank you so much for watching, and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the national report, water shortage. Slain on bail for murder. Restoring Andros's power